Welcome back, everyone, to Point Cassida, also known as the Barony of Olives. Hello, family, and hello, StreamPunks. My God, we're back to playing Changeling. I'm very pleased about this. We're back to our good old steps into the dreaming, jumps into the dreaming, or swims into the dreaming. Let us acknowledge. Everyone is represented here. So we're back. We don't have Adriana because Adriana decided to do what you should do when you have the ability to do so and is trompsing through Europe right now. While everyone else is at the Ren Fair, Adriana is literally in medieval castles running around taking pictures and having a great time. So she'll be back with us, I think, next week. So we look forward to seeing her. But until then, you're stuck with us. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and jump into our announcements. The big announcement that we have to tell everybody tonight is that StreamPunks is having a fundraiser. We are getting ready to stage our next big fundraiser. The last one we did was in the summer of 2020, and the amount of support we got from that fundraiser has propelled us to where we are today. It launched Seven Raven. It launched the Barony of Olives. It launched Secrets of Silver Creek. It launched, take your pick. Star Jam was because of that fundraiser. All of the stuff that we've been able to do up till now has been because of the incredible support of the family, Ox Crew, SuperPunks, and so on and so forth. The list of all of y'all is quite long and wonderful. So we're going to be doing it again. We're setting up the fundraiser. It is going to be next month, May 14th, and we're going to have details coming to you all very soon about what you can expect that day, the programming and whatnot. It's just going to be a day hanging with the StreamPunks and live streaming, kind of like we did last time. And looking forward to it. Looking forward to throwing some announcements at y'all, what we've got planned. So, and I will go ahead and tease you with this. We are going to have some reveals and announcements to make. So it'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Let's see. That's personal announcements. I'll start tossing the ball around here. I don't have any except that I think Gax Pack is back on Sunday. Elisa, did you hear anything?
No.
I don't know.
I mean, I heard stuff, but not that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. So maybe.
Follow Twitter.
All right. Yeah,
we'll
follow
find out.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Follow Twitter for
find
announcements. And hopefully I'll be able to announce. I'm in a Bonniest position tonight because I have things that I would love to be able to announce, but I don't know if I can. So all I can say is I've got an announcement to make soon. So stay tuned to Twitter.
Bonnie/B Dave energy.
Yeah.
Now you
totally.
know how it feels. It's the worst / best.
I was going to say. And that's all I've got for this evening. Anybody else have any other announcements before we jump into the story tonight? Oh, yes, Elisa.
I have some. We're allowed to say Dark Souls, right? Wednesday?
No. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Did-
no, sorry. Yes.
Did you just Dark Souls, Eric? On air? Are we on air?
Was I not listening?
Oh,
Did
no.
you say Dark Souls?
Oh, no.
We can't say
we,
Dark Souls.
we can't say it. Yes. Please
Did
continue.
you say it and I wasn't listening? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say it.
you're up.
I was totally...
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
I thought that's why y'all
Dark
were...
Souls.
Sorry.
Okay, I was like, oh, shit,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
We were doing
No,
a bit, Elisa.
I
Sorry.
thought the bit was that you... Yeah, never mind. Okay.
Sorry.
We're doing a Dark Souls one-shot this Wednesday with the fabulous B Zelda at the helm. We're super excited to play this. It's 5e.
Yeah.
And we are, except for B Zelda, I think all of us, and maybe Kelly, the opera geek who's also playing, those two are well versed in Dark Souls, but your girl and your non-binary and your dude here, we don't know shit about it, but we're excited to dive into the world.
Don't know anything.
It's gonna be super fun. The little that I have seen about Dark Souls looks like really cool. It's like black lipstick wearing cool.
I would be fascinated to see how they
That's a good way of putting
execute this mechanically based on the reputation of Dark Souls.
Yes. But yeah, check that out. What time are we doing? 6 p.m.?
Yes.
6 p.m.
Yes.
Here on the Q Times. That's one thing to look out for. I'm also going to be playing in Call of the Netherdeep on D&D Beyond this Wednesday. It's episode 4, and that's 3 p.m. Pacific on the D&D Beyond website and channel. I also, yes, I just got really Jersey. I also am, oh, I'm guesting on a show called Bonds Beyond Time. It's a Mage the Ascension campaign. I believe it is their finale this Thursday. I don't know who I'm playing yet. I'm very excited. And that is over on the Cookout TTRPG, twitch.tv/Kira858. And that's Thursday at 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m. in the evening, Pacific time. So that's my week right there. And I hope you come watch some more stuff with us.
All right. Anybody else? Jump on in.
I don't think I can talk about stuff yet, so I'm just gonna mute.
The more things change. Anybody else? Seize it.
Okay, it's not new, but if you enjoy comedy, D&D shows, you can check out Failed Saves. Failed Save over on the Pixel Circus channel. It's got the lovely people: Sage Ryan, Vince Casso, Xander Jean Ray, Bria Iyengar, Kaylee Bray, Anthony Carboni, and myself. And occasionally we have really cool guests, and it's been really great. And we're nearing our season 3 finale. Not for we got a little bit, but it's getting into the season, and some really dramatic and cool things have happened. So and I premiered a new character, and it's been really fun to play. So and I haven't talked about it on this channel a little bit, so go check it out. There's a lot of love in it, just like there is here. And I think if you like that kind of content, since you are here watching really fun, wholesome stuff, you probably will go like that too. So yeah, check them out.
All right. I love Pixel Circus, by the way. All our pals on there. What's up? Yes, Sam to left. The one Sam to left.
Yes. Yes. Actually, yes. It's just a weirdly rare surname. But if you want to see it, a good place is mostly here, because I'm doing the Dark Souls thing, and I'm here in front of your eyeballs right now. Gina just mentioned
It's
it.
true.
But also, Power Plays Season 5 finale is this weekend.
Oh.
It is, y'all, it's the most tightly plotted yet wildly unscripted thing. Rick Bud is so powerful. It is genuinely stunning. So if you would like to be stunned, check out Power Play. It's really good. I'm just sitting there with popcorn. It's really good. So please watch that. But first watch this, because you're here and we're here and Professor freaking Scooter is here, and I'm excited.
Well, it sounds to me like it's time to return to the Barony of Olives. That was the reference. Yes, well done. Welcome back, everybody. We're getting underway here at the Barony of Olives. The Barony of Olives is the nickname, or rather the Dreaming's name, for Point Casita, home to the Changelings of this sort of South Central Californian seaside town. But it is also a town that lives within the world of darkness. And the world of darkness is a very dangerous place. It is a place where monsters are real, where the things of nightmare and the things of fantasy all lurk just beyond human vision. It's a place where vampires can stalk alleyways and boardrooms, a place where werewolves wander the tundras of Alaska and the alleyways of the very same cities that the vampires lurk in. And it is a place of changelings, dreams, and nightmares. And Point Casita, aka the Barony of Olives, is no different. As our Motley has discovered these past two stories, y'all have encountered Nightmare Chimera at an alarming rate, 2 in one day, literally being pulled away just after an encounter with one to go rescue a member of your Motley from another. Of course, that one did end in a very unique fashion. Enter our new friend, Professor Scooter. After you changed Professor Scooter from a Nightmare Chimera, shedding away that outer shell of terror and pain, this manifestation of horror brought forth by the dreaming has been forever changed and made into something else. For those of you who have the skill or the knowledge to understand the makings of the dreaming, there are opportunities in this story session for your characters to explore how what you did was possible. If you have a rating of 2 or higher, your Kithane is going to instinctively know that what you all did is unique and unheard of. And for the rest of you, oh, I guess this is something we can do. We are going to begin today's story pretty much where we left off. The faculty that had gathered outside and was having conversations have all decided to move away from the incidents that has happened. Of course, they are affected by the mists. They don't fully understand what's just happened here. And in their minds, in their mind, Ruby's friends just showed up and you all started in on the spot improv, which to the mortals, Ruby, you could imagine your colleagues, the people that you occasionally see when you substitute teach at the elementary school here, they might suspect that this is just kind of, yeah, you're Ruby. Everyone knows you're a little eccentric, and you might be prone.
I'm working on a new after-school program of the arts for improv and different.
Don't tell me.
No, I'm not. I'm stating facts.
You're just also, going through.
Also, definitely there was a gas leak. That door, my goodness, they should.
So my question to you is, you saying all this, is this what you're trying to tell them?
No.
That's what I mean by don't tell me. Are you saying all of this to convince them as to what it is they just saw?
Sure, why not?
Because otherwise you're speaking to the void. But if you're saying all of this to them, they might buy into what you're saying, or
Look,
they
Eric,
might,
void and I
being
are
a puka.
tight. Yeah, obviously I don't want that door charge to come out of my paycheck. So obviously I have to convince them that there was some kind of gas leak. Thank goodness I opened the door and got some fresh air inside before the whole school went up in flames.
If you want to make a charisma subterfuge roll, or actually this would be manipulation subterfuge.
Sure.
As you've kind of approached this crowd of mortals to just tell them, oh yeah, no, just improv troupe showing up on the side.
Let's see. And 6 or better?
6 or better. Roll those D10s.
1,
How many 6s did you get? Remember, 1 subtract from 6s.
Yep. Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3, but with 1 1, so 2.
2 successes is all you need.
I know.
So one
so
success.
Many.
I know.
There was like 3s and 4s and.
So you, as you kind of lay this out, you see their expressions change, and the gas leak thing seems to raise some eyebrows, particularly because that would require an entire school-wide shutdown, as well as calling in an emergency department to come and check the gas leak and everything.
Oh, no, it's fine. It was in the chemistry lab. I took care of it. Obviously, Mr. Hopkins forgot to turn the burners off again. You know how he gets when he has I'm pretty sure it's his anniversary, and he probably just was out in a hurry. Look, you know what? Let's not make him feel any worse than he already probably will from this. Let's just keep it between us. You
can see the incredulity on their faces begin to just bleed away, and they start nodding like,
poor Mr. Hopkins. He's so close to retirement. We don't want to screw that up. Let's just, let him have this. Let him have this one.
It's the woman, one of the older women that's holding her books up to her chest, just listening to you nodding. And she looks very sympathetic to what you're saying. And then you see her quirk her eyebrow for a second as she's listening to you. And she looks at the other two, and the other two are just politely nodding. And it looks like you got them, Bonnie. Ruby, I should say. It looks like you got them. It looks like they're just like, oh, okay. Like me. She leans in and goes, it's Haskins.
Oh, yes, Mr. Haskins. Sorry. Since I'm not here all the time, okay. Sometimes names get a little...
Sure. Well, you have a nice night. It was lovely seeing you again. Okay, bye, Larry. Bye, Sean. And immediately just kind of, you get the impression that all of them are just trying to disengage at this point and kind of pull away as they scatter out. And eventually successfully manage to manipulate the mortals into thinking, oh, no, this is fine. Nothing is happening here.
Bye, Barry. Bye, John. Names.
They don't even look back. Not out of rudeness, but they don't realize they're talking to them as they continue. The rest of you are
Barry, John. Potato.
The rest of you are in the parking lot right now, still standing before Professor Scooter, which, as a quick reminder, is a very large mastiff that occasionally stands on hind legs, and is currently checking his pockets of the purple vest that he is wearing for who knows what. You just see him patting himself down, going, "Where did I put those? Oh, blimey, I never had them, did I? No, I was just created. Why would I have matches? Oh, I could use some matches. Does anybody have matches?
Matches with what?
Oh, something green, I think. Just to sort of maybe pockets of green. Well, I'm confusing myself. No, I was speaking of actual matches, but no, I'm very confused now.
Fire starter.
Yes, that's what it is. Fire starter, of course. Yes. Anybody have any fire starters? Well, how else am I to smoke a pipe? Well, I can't be a professor without a pipe.
Do you have a pipe?
Bloody hell, no, I don't.
By this time, I'm coming back, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like looking in my bag, and I pull out like a metal pipe. No. And I'm just pulling because I just have random stuff in my bag.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well,
we can make you a pipe.
Oh, that would be absolutely appreciated. I feel somewhat vulnerable right now without a pipe, you know?
Pan flute? I hold up a pan flute.
I suppose that has application.
Skeeta would like to try. I don't even know if I can do this. How do we make things out of chimerical
crafting
stuff?
it's actually not as simple as sort of snapping your fingers. It actually takes some skill in using a crafting check. Knockers are known for doing this. Yeah, they are brilliant at being able to take the stuff of dreams and literally forge it into things. Even things as simple as that. It can be a little involved, but not impossible. It might not be something you could pull off right away, but it doesn't mean you can't do what you're attempting to do.
What if I have a lump of clay in my purse and give it to her? Would that be something that they could work with?
Supposedly.
Does that help?
I look at the clay and I say, I'm thinking more chimerical to match our chimerical friend.
Oh, right. I was thinking Play-Doh.
I mean, yes, this would work to make a pipe, but thank you. Here, and I hand it back to you.
Maybe we can ask Lord Amaradugal to help us.
Yes, that would be great. I would like to know if this is something, because Kita remembers so little of her past selves or her past lives as a changeling. Can I see what I might remember from my past? If there's anything that if this might spark any memories of crafting or
Yeah, you can always, if you have any remembrance, you can always attempt to look back in all of your past lives to see if any of this brings up anything.
Okay, how do I do it?
So in this case, I'm going to say make a wits remembrance check. So roll your wits plus remembrance.
All right,
to see if you can. Yeah.
That's 3 die.
I would probably list this the same as 4.
Yeah. No successes. I rolled a 1 and a 9. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're sitting there thinking about this. You're thinking about crafting. You know, it's a simple matter of taking dream stuff and forging it. Shaping dream stuff is not as complicated as some would make it out to be, but it does take a modicum of skill, specifically the crafting skill and the ability to take glamour and forge it into something. There are some changelings that are quite brilliant at this, but taking a simple thing like creating a pipe and forging that out of glamour or dross, as it were, which is sort of like, think of that as like the ambient residue of glamour. It's just like a little bit of glamour. That's quite simple. Like that would be a difficulty 6 crafting check. It would just be a simple matter of using, you would definitely need to have access to the prop realm so that you could create something, but that's something you could sort of cheat by spending a point of glamour. You could like, bam, I've got the prop realm. How about them apples? And
but
then
you can't
from there,
cheat crafts if you don't have
What's that?
crafts, right? You can't cheat having crafts, right?
You can always try, even if you don't have the skill. You can always make the attempt. Yeah, I mean, it was, and if you did and failed, it would just rationalize how you eventually took a point in crafts later if you wanted to, because that's how we all start. So yeah. So if you want to give it a shot, we can do it. I'm looking at the dice pool here. Small projects, so medium projects. So it's a small project. This is going to be a Dex plus crafts pool, and I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm looking at this right now. This is great because I have not rolled a crafting check in Changeling since like 2002.
Wow.
I have almost nobody does crafting. Yeah, what's up, Sam?
You mentioned earlier that having dross would help with this kind of crafting, and I remember that when Gira and Skita fought the nightmare, after Gira whacked it with the entire bag, there was some dross left over. In everything that's going on with the nightmare and now Professor Scooter, is there any dross in our immediate area?
No, every shred of glamour that was used as that nightmare creature has been completely reformed. It's every piece of dreaming matter that was used to create that nightmare has been made into Professor Scooter.
Good. A dog of substance. I tried.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so before the craftswork can begin the project, you must first gather the materials for that project will be made. In this case, you don't have to worry about gathering stone or anything like that. If you don't have time to gather the desired stuff, I feel like if you're just trying to make a chimerical pipe, this should not be a simple matter of like, well, I need to gather chimerical wood, which isn't a weak argument to make, because sometimes that indeed is what you would need to do. Crafting a chimerical item is not functionally different from crafting a mundane counterpart. Crafting a mundane vase and a chimerical vase use the same basic procedures. Both require a pottery wheel and training and pottery. So you would actually need to whittle. Okay, the difference lies in materials. Chimerical vase may use clay gathered from the bank of a river flowing beside Silver's Gate, whereas the mundane vase can be crafted using brick potter's clay purchased at a craft store.
My Play-Doh is definitely from the river.
I would actually argue Ruby, that
Yeah.
your Play-Doh, particularly because you've probably used it quite often in that very school that's not even 20 feet away from you guys,
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that Play-Doh probably has a little bit of that residue glamour on it. I mean, think about it. This is material that's been played with by kids nonstop. And it's also, I would say, it's also been in the bag of a changeling this whole time.
It's covered in glitter.
I would
that.
argue that that is a ripe candidate to be a material.
This
So if
clay
you
has
wanna make a
already
simple
had
clay
so
pipe-
many other lives.
Yes, it's been a dinosaur. It's
Mm.
been a stop sign. It's been a stick person. And
Remembrances. It's so
Yep.
beautiful. Also, this roll is killing me.
I
I don't have any
know.
crafting
Oh,
skill.
goodness.
I know.
I know. For y'all
I have
who are
very high decks, though. If that
Good.
makes you feel better.
Oh no,
Yeah, me
this
too.
is
I also
I
have no
am-
crafting.
I'm
We're all
this is just Gina is so disappointed in her character sheet.
Not without crafts.
Yeah. I'm so
Ruby,
I have
excited.
a kind of point in crafting.
I have a single for
I have a jack of all trades
trades.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the good news is for something this simple, we don't have to get into the weeds with the crafting rule. It's actually quite straightforward. And because it's being done here on the spot, I would say this is a simple crafting check, which means you would need 1 to 5 successes. It's kind of like an extended action.
Okay.
So I would say go ahead and make your crafting check. Let's see. You don't have basic tools, but no, that's not true because it's clay.
It's clay. Your
It's
hands are
clay.
tools.
And my fingers.
Yeah, your
and
fingers
hands,
are totally working as the basic tools here.
Sweet.
Improper tools. I see. Nope. I'm going to say you've got that. You've got the basic tools, so I'm factoring in the difficulty here. Okay. Okay. What's up?
Eric, can I argue a help roll?
Yeah. What would you like to do?
I imagine Aisling has probably restored many of vintage pieces and might know like
That's what you do
general
with dolls,
shape.
right?
Yeah. Well, not just dolls, but like I restore antiques.
Oh, then yes. I would say that
I prefer toys specifically because then they get to be played with, but anything that has a use to be restored, such as a pipe, would probably be something that Aisling would gravitate towards.
I could see Aisling and Gira like huddling for a second as they both kind of work on this. So what I'm going to say, Gira, is add +1 die to your roll, and I'm reducing the difficulty by 1, so that you'll need a 5 or better. And
All right. Thank you.
make your
Just
check.
so you're aware, when I was handing you it, it was up in a ball, and I did like the cool labyrinth ball rolls.
Nice.
But then
I
dropped
don't know
it and then
whether
picked
this
it back
is
up.
like you saying this or you Puka saying this.
Oh no, I
Yeah, you
definitely
know what?
did it.
And because we kind of talked above game about using the clay now, I'm going to say in game, you start doing that after I hand it back to you. And then me and Aisling start talking about, well, maybe if we use, and then we both look at the clay and we're like, oh, yeah.
Changed
Actually-
your mind now, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
So
go
you
ahead and
said
make your roll.
dexterity and craft, right?
Yeah, it would be dexterity and craft.
+1
And
help.
just to keep in mind, just as a quick reminder, you can spend willpower for little things like making sure you don't botch. A willpower
Yeah.
point buys you an automatic single success on a roll. And you always have, there are 3 points y'all can use of story points left in the pool.
Mhm.
So keep that in
What would
mind
that
too.
do? What would using a story point do right now?
Okay, so the revised rules is you gain a specialty for a roll, which means you would get an additional die and tins explode, which is handy. Or you could say, I can't botch this roll, like spending a willpower point. Or you can spend, this is the good one, you can spend a story point to stave off banality as our family basically runs interference on the world's crushing disbelief to try to mute your fae because they believe in you.
Okay. Well, I think I would like to not botch this.
You can spend a willpower or a story
So-
point for that. So it's up to you.
I would like to spend a story point to not botch.
Thanks, Darth Pillow,
Thank you,
For
Darth
that-
Pillow.
for that story point. Skeeta is not going to botch this roll no matter what.
Okay.
All right. So make your
All
roll
right.
with an added die, and you need 5 or better. I just want to bookmark this in the history of our gaming group. Roll for crafting clay pipe.
It's
For
really good. It's a
Chimerical
really
Dog.
good roll.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
That's just one success away from an astonishing success.
Holy crap.
So with Ashling's help, the two of you sit there and the two of you really get into it. Like, it starts off kind of goofy and playful the way these little things do, and it becomes a fucking project. The two of you start getting more and more inspired. Aisling starts adding a little bit of like a layer around it. Like, the two of you are kind of working it out. You add a little bit of a curvature to it. There's some giggles coming out as one of them does something ridiculous. And after a few moments,
She takes her nails and just like very quickly carves some like detail along the stem.
okay. Yeah. With 4 successes, when you're done and you present the pipe, he just says, "Isn't that lovely?
Wait!
Oh my."
And then I grab a handful of glitter.
Glitter just scatters all across his face.
Oh, it
And
was
he
supposed
just-
to be on the. Oh, my bad. Oops.
He just kind of blinks and
Ta-da!
says, "You're going to have to put it in my hand. I can't. I think I've got a little bit. Everyone is so glowy now. Everyone's kind of fuzzy."
Yeah. Here you go.
It's
Thank
my
you.
Skin regime.
You hand him the pipe and he says, "Ah," and he puts it in his mouth and says, "How do I look?"
Proper.
I'm going to write that down on his character sheet. He now has clay pipe. Okay. He seems quite happy. There is a mastiff standing bipedal with a purple vest on, smoking a clay pipe with glitter all over his face. And he is adjusting his professor glasses as he does so. He blows hard into the pipe, and you see all that glitter that just got sprayed onto his face just come out in a small gout, just and it goes right back into the pipe. He says, "Ah, yes, it's quite good, quite good. Thank you. That will do just fine. I feel scholarly now."
It's a glitter pipe.
Yep.
It's edible.
Says, "So, what was the world like before I came into
It's
being?
edible glitter. I make sure of it.
Is it?
Too many of my students just lick it off the paper.
I don't taste anything, but I am eating it, so you must be right." Yes, indeed. I've eaten another one.
Prof,
Hmm?
will you need a place to stay?
I don't know. Will I?
I imagine somewhere to take puppy naps.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Somewhere with a grand library, preferably. A place filled with journals that I will never use.
Anybody have one of those?
And Aisling looks around the group.
There's a library in there.
Ah! Well, I should be on my way then. Do stop by the next time you're here. I am very intrigued to see what manner of books they have on glitter. And he walks towards the rear doors. Glitter.
Aisle 4.
You see him pull open the school door and step inside.
Oh dear.
Well, we made a Professor Scooter.
This is most unusual.
Uh-huh.
Most
I've never made
unusual.
one before.
Neither have I.
I can't recall anyone who has.
I I think I've seen it once or twice, but it's pretty rare.
That's
Well,
amazing.
So what's about this costume party you were telling me about?
Oh. At the
it's not a
school.
costume party. It's a charm school formal, I guess.
Yes,
If you, I mean, you know what's funny? Aren't all parties kind of costume parties, especially formal ones? Like we all just get dressed up in clothes that we don't normally wear, so it's kind of like a costume party.
If you go to enough parties, then they are what you normally wear.
That is true. That is true.
Then it's a costume party for me. Are we
So-
late?
Oh, what time is it? Look
At about
my-
now, it's actually creeping up on like 5:45 at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we
So-
we should get going. Actually,
It's getting dark out.
Okay. Aisling picks up her scooter and starts wheeling.
Okay.
I will
I'll,
follow wherever. Yeah.
I'll call a Lyft, and I get out my phone and start calling Lyft.
Okay.
Unless,
Do I need
oh no,
to
wait.
change?
You're lovely as you are.
Yeah.
Aisling takes off one of her coats and gives it to you. She's now down to like 4 layers of clothing. So exposed. So exposed. That looks nice on you. Would you like it?
They always say black was my color.
It looks
Yeah,
really
that
nice.
looks really. It does, yeah. Look
You
at
should
that.
keep it.
I mean, I have one pretty similar at home, but thanks.
I'm really glad you're all right.
Oh, right. Me too. Yeah, that was not the after school program I was working on.
How many nightmares are there on land?
How many?
Oh,
I-
millions. All the
Gina,
time. Yes.
I would like Aisling
Yeah.
to make a willpower roll, please.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's just all everywhere. Everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay.
I thought too just today. So
I know. Okay, wait. What is a willpower roll? What
So
am
it's
I?
literally you're rolling a number of d10s equal to your willpower pool. So however many
Okay.
permanent dots of willpower you have.
Okay.
You make that roll.
Excellent. Da, 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 da.
You want 6s.
D10. Okay. Roll. Okay, question.
Yes,
Tens don't explode when there's not a specialty, correct?
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
unless you
4
guys-
successes. I rolled an 8,
Okay.
a 9, and 2 10s.
What?
You feel a mild shiver up your spine and nothing more. But it is very reminiscent of something. And that's as much as you get. You just feel this vague. Have you ever had those moments where you're in a conversation with a group of friends and somebody says something and it strikes a chord of deja vu? And then you can't help but feeling like maybe it's because you dreamed it a few nights ago?
Well, in this
Not necessarily.
case, absolutely.
As
Yeah.
soon as if I notice that shiver a little bit, just nonchalantly, I'm gonna just like shrug the coat off and put it back on her and be like, you know, I actually think what I'm wearing is pretty appropriate for this. So,
Oh, okay. And she puts it back on.
and then zips it up. Yes, all over. But is that what you mean? The dream kind or more? We're near a
There's
school.
more?
Well, sure. We saw one just this afternoon.
2. Is that all you do on land? Fight nightmares?
No, sometimes you say hello to them.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a little weird that we saw 2 today.
This is the first Ruby's hearing of this and going, so maybe fill me in.
Oh yeah.
I might have lost count. Last time I checked, Pipsqueak, not a nightmare.
No, not Pipsqueak. We encountered someone who goes to Gira school, and there was a nightmare attached to her, and we had to fight it and get rid of it. So this is our second nightmare of the day. Which, yeah, doesn't seem. I don't remember in our, training, learning. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it should be quite this frequent that we come across them. We might want to bring it up to Sir Agatha. Just to, check.
If it were this frequent, I'm sure someone would have told me about them in land preparation.
Right, exactly.
Maybe.
You know what? I'm just. Oh yeah, go ahead.
And Ashton kind of gets shy at the fact that she's speaking so much and there's like a lot happening. And then she just says, maybe this has something to do with what Lord Deadwater was talking about at court. If it's getting more frequent, he did mention that there was more dangers. Not that I liked anything that the men said, but he did warn of danger coming to the Barony.
That's true. That is true.
I'm sure it has something to do with that and not anything other than that.
Yeah.
Well, Danger is my middle name. As I pull up my ID and it actually has Danger.
Oh, wait. Oh, wow. That's surprising.
How many IDs do you own?
Just the one.
Oh.
Is it a common middle name?
No, my dad thought it'd be funny. In case I ever went into, the secret agent business. Almost did.
Right, I remember you telling me. You've led such a thrilling life, Ruby.
I mean, when you've seen the kind of things I've seen.
I can only imagine.
Thrilling can also be my middle name as I pull out a second ID.
Wait.
So about that party.
Yeah, still waiting for the lift. And actually, as the lift is approaching, I'm going to call Sir Agelia. I said Agatha before. I meant Sir Agelia.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to call Sir Agelia.
Okay. Scrolling through the numbers.
See if he's a dog person.
So you see the number hop up on the screen, rings a few times, and you hear her answer on the other line. And hear that sort of somewhat husky voice just say, hello.
Sir Agelia. Hi, it's Gira.
Skeeta. Hi. Is everything all right?
Well, everything's all right now, but as members of the Barony, we wanted to be responsible and let you know that we ran into 2 nightmares today.
Really?
Is that normal?
Hold on. Let me just get this. You hear somebody Sounds like somebody's like messing with blankets or something. And you hear the sounds of probably somebody putting on a shirt. And then you hear, all right, tell me what happened. You encountered nightmares? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
one earlier
okay.
today, and then one
Okay.
just recently.
Give me the details. Tell me
Okay.
what happened exactly.
I tell her exactly what happened.
As this is going on, the lift arrives, and I open the door like, lift for Skeeta? That's me. And I get in and shut the door.
Shut the door.
running on the phone.
Is everyone else piling
Grab
into the
door.
the ride?
Oh, I thought they were scootering.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, you can see. It's to be clear though. It is a bit of a trek up to the etiquette school.
I remember it being narrated as a touch uphill.
Yes,
I
It
would
could be it's just my mental image, but I feel like most of Point Casada is sort of a little bit slopey.
as you go north,
slopitudinous.
it slopes up.
Yeah.
Yes, as it goes north, the altitude, and so like north of Point Casada, when you get to the School of Etiquette, it's about 3 or 4 miles outside of Point Casada.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'll stop the
Yeah.
lift.
Skeeto would have ordered also a car large enough to fit 4 people in a chair.
Sure. Okay.
So it's like SUV, and just grab that door before
Ruby can shut it. Oh, my bad.
Before they drive off on you for seeing. It's fine.
One by one, you all pile into the car. Woman nods to everybody. Says, hi. Just a
Hi.
moment. And you hear on the other line, Agelia says, what's that?
Oh, sorry. We're heading to an event tonight. Just talking to our
And the
girl.
woman in the front
It's
says,
a
I can see
costume
that. Yeah.
party.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
She
just
pulls
gonna-
away from the curb as you're all. And I have to ask. This is very important. I have to
What are
know.
we wearing?
Is Holly experiencing a car ride for the very first time in their life?
Yes. I think
Because-
I can't think of a time when most of their other land stuff has been at the Balefoot.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know when they would have.
That's what I was thinking too.
I think this is correct. I think they're just getting into a box. I mean, they followed Aisling into a closet. You just get into small places sometimes on land. It's like cave swimming.
Yeah. And this
So
one
for
had
land
big cushy
people.
chairs. And everyone was
Yeah.
sharing. It's like a big chair that everyone gets to share.
Yeah. I'm sitting very, very close to Aisling. So there's like a little bit of, I think there's middle seat space so that like the call isn't interfered.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't. I've been edging closer to the glowing half conversation.
Uh-huh.
I swear I can hear something inside it.
Seeing Holly's excitement of like being in the car, I'm gonna lean
Mhm.
forward and go, I used to teach driver's ed. I can teach you how to drive later this week if you really want to give it a go.
Who's Ed?
Thursday. You and me.
All right. Thursday.
And Ed.
Okay. I'll meet
You'll-
you and Ed on Thursday.
Perfect. And Ruby's already figuring out, okay, where are the driver's ed cars again? Does she remember how to hot wire them? Yeah, okay, it'll be fine.
This conversation is painful for Aisling.
Can I drive with a tail?
Yes.
Look, we're gonna figure it
Can
out.
you drive
Yeah.
well with the tail?
No,
That remains to be seen.
Actually, you know what though? I'll
Hand
be
control
there.
exist. I'm just saying.
I'm a
Technically-
great driver.
Technically, all you need to do is take off the parking brake and anybody can drive.
It's true.
It's just what happens afterwards as it takes place. That's in question.
This is why you're going to want to stick around at the Barony of Olives, my friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can Holly drive? They are specifically prohibited from putting points into it at start.
Welcome.
So
To the world of darkness.
Look, Ruby's been driving since she was like 3. Grant you, they were bumper cars in a carnival, but I got an early
That's
start.
the opposite of what you want to do with these sorts of cars.
But being so good at hitting things makes you also learn how not to.
I suppose that's true.
I don't think that's true at all. You hear the driver say. I have to say I've never had to practice smashing into things to know not to. Kind of like the oven. I never really ever had to stick my head in an oven. No, not stick my head in an oven.
All right, look, who's the driver's ed teacher here? You or me? Exactly.
I teach on Saturdays and I teach on Mondays.
Fantastic. Well, thank goodness we don't teach on the same days, because obviously, you know, I think our teaching styles differentiate.
She nods and says,
I'm just like looking at her eyes in the mirror.
You see this smile on her face, and go ahead and make an empathy roll for me. This is gonna be wits and empathy.
Oh no. Wits.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Okay.
Make a wits empathy roll for me.
I'm good at wits. It was the other one I'm not good at. How many? What do I have to roll again? 6 or better?
It's always 6, yeah, unless I give you something else, yeah.
Ah, damn it. I mean, it's good. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes, but technically 2 because I rolled a 1 again.
So 2 successes.
Yeah.
She's not doing a great job at it. She's not a natural born liar, but she's kidding you right now. You definitely it takes you a hot second, Ruby, before you realize she's totally not a driver's ed teacher. She's totally just joking with you.
As she makes eye contact with me, she doesn't come to a full rolling stop. And I'm like, that would have been Mark's. And I'm making notes.
She says, I didn't say I was a good driver's ed teacher.
Oh, you're muted.
I think I'm doing this so Skeeta can continue the conversation without it being overheard by the driver, considering that I'm sure whatever Eliza is about to say is not a normal conversation you'd have on a phone in a lift. I mean, you obviously have never been in a lift with me. This is Bonnie speaking, but
you're not wrong.
Yeah,
it's true. It's not a normal conversation. What do you report this to her? She gets the information from you, Skeeta, and you hear some silence on the end of the phone. She says, "Where are you right now?"
In a car.
Okay. That's really unusual.
Should we be worried?
Is it
Yes.
worrisome? Is she worried?
I think that's worrisome.
Oh,
I
Is that
nod.
Ashling? I can hear whispering behind you.
Yes.
hello.
Yes.
You really keep your volume up on your phone very loud.
Could you lean in? I cannot hear her.
Oh, I put my very strange mouth very close to the phone.
You're like 2 centimeters away from Skeeta's mouth as the two of you are like pressing into the phone, and she just says, "Yes, it's worrisome." That's
Well, one of them is now a very lovely professor dog. So less worrisome.
Yeah.
I don't understand what that means. Explain that to me, please.
Sort of, well, Hallie, the one of the nightmares happened to be a dog outside of a school, which makes sense considering the culmination of nightmares from children and dreamers especially. But the dog sort of was going to attack one of our motley, but Hallie had the idea of showering it with empathy and love and releasing the nightmare, sort of the way you record a dream in a journal, and so it sort of drifts away and is no longer scary and inside of you. But then all of our powers combined sort of made it wake up, as it were.
With
You were the
all
one
this
who-
going on, Ruby's completely trying to be like, okay, and then when you're actually driving in a different country, there's different rules that you have to follow. So the blinkers are actually the opposite of what you'd want to use because you drive on the opposite side. It's like a mirror, So I'm like trying to obviously cover up the conversation that makes no sense
Yeah,
if mine
and
does.
you can tell on the other end of the phone that she's struggling a little bit to understand what's being said, but you do hear her say, "That's weird."
It was quite beautiful, actually.
I'm gonna call you back, Skeeta. I need to check a few things, but you did the right thing calling me and letting me know. It is
good.
weird. You're gonna run
Okay.
into nightmares occasionally. Chimerical creatures always pop in. Like, it's a good thing, really. It just means the dreaming is close. They're just dangerous is the problem. So let me talk to some people. But first of all, tell me where you're headed right now, so just so I can get an idea of where you are.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And I just share my if I know that she has a smartphone too, I'll share my location with her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not a problem. She says, "Okay, okay, I see you. Okay, I'm gonna call you back, but there's probably gonna be a lot more questions because that is kind of weird. What you described is weird. Your instinct
Okay.
was right.
Oh,
Okay,
good. Okay.
so just keep an eye on your phone, and I will talk to you soon. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye. And I'll interrupt the convo happening in the front of the car and say, "Oh, Ruby, and oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's been 2 weeks. What is your
Ashley?
Oh, Holly.
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 Holly. Ruby and Holly. Turns out those rabid dogs, it was strange, not normal. So we're animal control has been alerted, and we should hear back something. There might be more questions later.
Great.
Ashling, are we still leaning?
Leaning.
Yeah, we're all leaning very, very near to Skeeta. Are we still
Yes,
leaning?
absolutely. If
Okay,
you're
we're still
listening.
leaning. So the holler and Holly is right there. That's what
Okay.
we're doing. We're all leaning into the glowing device. I figured it out, y'all.
Except for me, I'm leaning
Except-
over
No.
the driver's shoulder, giving her pointers on.
Ruby is indifferent to the
drive better.
glowing device, and I look out the window.
Yes, it seems to be you're able to connect the dots. I think it's easy enough to connect the dots that as you move, what you see on that little screen is also moving in tandem.
No, I think, you're in the thing, so you don't realize the thing moves. And then you look outside, and we're moving so quickly right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am unleaning. I am plastered. Like against the what?
Yeah,
This is
Holly,
going
you are easily moving as fast as a swordfish right now, except on land. Yeah, this must be what it is. Like you don't think a mako shark could swim as fast as you're swimming through the air right now.
Oh. Look!
What? Is it another danger?
Look how fast we're going.
Yes, actually, I was gonna say something. Speeding is also a couple points off. And I'm making notes on my pad.
She says we're not allowed to drive faster than the speed limit. That's monitored, and she points at the cell phone. Says,
Yes,
driving the
I was
speed
just
limit?
making sure you knew that.
Okay. You all make your winding way up, and Holly, you're starting to see the ocean from altitude as y'all are gaining height, driving up into the hills just north of the Barony. The green hills of South Central California sprawled out around you, very much like, and I know y'all will get this reference, but it's very similar, not quite as dramatic as the Malibu Canyon Drive, where you can see a lot of the greenery and the hillsides. It's quite lovely, but from this angle too, you can see the beautiful, glittering, expansive seaside view of the ocean with the golden path running down the middle. And it's sunset, like it's approaching sunset. So you're getting a good look at the Pacific Ocean right now. Having probably, I imagine, never seen your home the way you're seeing it right now, and the way land dwellers have been seeing it all of their lives.
It usually glitters the other way.
Oh. Have you never been up this high before?
Did you
I
say you
got
needed
to
some?
see- I got to see it when I was with Skeeta at her place, the sharp one, but not with the light like this.
It's really beautiful, right?
Why don't you go in more often? It's so pretty.
That's a great question.
Oh. I don't think I know how to swim.
And Holly falls back into the seat of the car like a years-long mystery was just solved for them.
Of course.
They're going to be silent and contemplative for the rest of this trip.
Ah, finally.
Well, arriving at your destination is quite the experience unto itself. As the car pulls up to the very top of one of these hills where it levels out and is flat, you can see a lot of the grass up here is clearly the product of landscaping. So you see a big acres and acres plot of beautiful green, fresh kept grass, and the 3 buildings that make up Imogen Gale's College of Etiquette. You can see they look like sort of a modernized attempt at recreating Victorian manor style living. There is a very large dorm building. It's about 3 stories, and it looks like it's probably the living quarters. It's quite large, and it might be where the event is held tonight. And it's quite beautiful. It has like sort of, again, modeled after a Victorian style. It has sort of the Romanesque pillars and the very beautiful wooden framed outdoors where it has everything's very elegant and very simple. Lots of bushes and flowers being kept everywhere. A beautiful big blue sign out front that has the name of the school, the year it was established. You see a couple of smaller houses, which looks like it's probably the faculty area as well as classroom areas. But you also see a lot of outdoor activities as well, like places where people play badminton and all of the other sort of like for lack of a better way of describing it, sort of the high society sport style stuff you don't have to get too sweaty for. And there is a large parking lot. When you are all pulling up, each one of you needs to make a kenning check for me.
Okay. Kenning
As
and
the
what?
car, so this is going to be a perception kenning check. So as you all
Kenning and what?
pull in the corner, come to a stop, the car comes to a stop.
Wow.
So
I rolled my one die.
A quick reminder to the audience, kenning is a changeling's ability to sense the presence of the dreaming, or to sense the presence of glamour, or its presence like in regards to like not just magical items, but just a general. You rolled your one die. You seem anxious to tell us how
I got
you
a
did.
9. I did it.
You did quite well.
My one
It's
dice.
Your fairy sight, your ability to sense glamour in all forms. You can recognize the power of cantrips and freeholds, identify slumbering changelings, and even discover the elusive prodigals and their magic.
3 successes.
Nice. Okay.
I also got 3 with the focus on hidden magic and insightful as my 2 things. I exploded.
Oh, okay.
I botched.
Nothing. You botched. Okay.
You're still in the car.
Yay! It's a
Mhm.
botch.
Excited.
It's our first botch of the game, actually.
I had
Amazing.
1 die to roll, and it rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1. So botching happens, as a quick reminder to those who are watching, botching happens when you roll your D10, you're aiming for a 6. If you roll a bunch of 6s and a bunch of 1s and it cancels out all the successes, that's still just a failure. If you roll no successes to begin with and a couple of ones or a one, you've botched. It's the World of Darkness equivalent of rolling a natural one in D&D. So in this case, what school? You're just staring at the ocean like, man, look at the mountains. Like, look at all the mountains. You've seen mountains like this, but they're underwater. They don't have so much greenery all over them. I wouldn't say your hidden magic is necessarily coming into play here, but definitely you're insightful.
Okay.
So definitely would explode. Yeah. But those of you who rolled one success, let me just go around the table real quick. So you got one success, Ruby. So as y'all are pulling up, it's enough to actually even make a puka still for a moment. You feel the presence of the dreaming here, which might be somewhat unexpected considering what this place is. It's subtle, but it's there. What form that takes, you're not sure, but you can feel the presence. Skeeta, you rolled 2, is that correct?
3.
3 successes. Yeah, Skeeta, it's much more refined. You're able to sort of dig a little deeper as you kind of all... What happens is everyone, except for Holly, is able to just sort of like, oh. When you look out to see this school, everything about this school matches the description of a place that you would all expect to just be banal. Like, you would absolutely expect this place to have banality everywhere. It seems to be a place where rigid instruction is taught, where imagination is suppressed. It seems to be a place where people are told they need to act like someone they are not, as to not embarrass themselves and their families. Like, it has all of the classic trademarks of banality. And yet, you definitely feel the presence here. This place is actually alarmingly close to the dreaming. You can feel it. And then, Aisling, how many did you have total?
I also got 3.
3 successes. It's the same for you. And it's kind of like a quiet gaze between you and Skeeta as you're feeling it. That's also met with an affirmation from even Ruby, Ruby, seeing their expressions, the 3 of you realize you're experiencing the exact same thing right now. This is not what you expected. Not by a long shot. And then there's Holly, who's pressed up against the window and doesn't even know to get out of the car right now.
I'm not calibrated to land dreaming. Shifts in how close one it. I don't really have a good sense of it yet. And also, I don't know if you've noticed, but you can see the ocean from here.
Oh. Well, thank you for the ride.
Yeah, one by one, you all pile out of the car.
I just
And
rated you 5 stars. And as I
She's like, I'm not going to lie, you were a blast. Thank you so much.
I hope
And then
you
I
really
turned-
did.
I turned to Skeeta and I was like, rate her 5 stars.
Oh.
She gives y'all a wave as she pulls away from the curb and starts making her way back down. But from what y'all can tell right now, y'all are the only people currently outside here, even though it's getting close to sundown. But you can see plenty of lights on in the dormitory areas. And you can tell just from the activity of noise. And you can't see a banner. There is a banner that says that the formal is this evening. The formal orientation is being held in the main hall.
Do you think all of this magic is just coming from our new friend?
I mean,
This is so much.
it's a lot, right? I don't know. I mean, we were with her earlier.
Oh,
and
we should
didn't
explore.
feel this. Yes, definitely.
Who are we talking about?
The school.
Gira.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
that new
And-
friend.
and
Oh,
Gira.
yes,
Gira,
yes.
yes.
There could be a couple of reasons, but this is strange. I've
She
never.
hasn't been here very long. That's quite
Right.
a lot of magic to seep into one building from one giving.
Yeah, it's almost as if something has changed here.
Maybe this is why Geta was sent here. Maybe it's safe.
Oh, maybe.
I think Holly's right. We should explore.
Oh, good. I'm glad they picked up direction.
Let's go.
Ruby is so confused because she has no idea who they're talking about, but she's not going to say anything and not question it. It's a costume party.
Yeah. Where would you all like to go first? There are 3 buildings. There, it looks like the large administrator building. The second building, which is the sort of the middle building, is down a beautiful concrete path that leads through this sort of campus area where you see lots of beautiful bushes that have all been set up. Some of them are blooming right now. The grounds are very well kept. And that building is further towards the back. You're going to pass under a bunch of trees, a couple of benches where people can sit, a couple of tables where you see like marbled inlaid chess boards that are actually crafted into the stonework of the table themselves for players. A large, wide open area. It's quite lovely. And towards the very back is that large 1-story building that is the main like sort of like classroom area as well as event hall, and then to the left is the dorm room, which is 3 floors. You are all definitely getting the sense that the filthy rich go to this place.
Aisling sort of positions herself to be last within the like party. A, because it's about to be a very, very crowded environment, and B, the intention is to follow Holly wherever they go, because they seem to not be sensing the same thing. And in the same way, when you're with a child who's at a park or at an amusement park or something like that, you they sort of find their own whimsy, and you can find they find the current naturally with their innocence of where magic is. And since Ashling's
expression.
is most inclined to I can't remember how we say it because we practiced with Greymare, but
it's Gremmerai.
With Gremmerai and Kinning, I think she's aware that Holly might lead them to Holly might lead them to a place of where this is sprouting.
Although, just as a quick thing, as again with the language of my people as it has evolved over the years, Greymare is not incorrect.
Oh,
either.
okay.
So you could call it Greymare. It's originally pronounced Gremmerai, but what is also commonly acknowledged from people who study the language is that both are completely acceptable.
Descriptivism. We support it.
Then Gina will call it Greymare, and unfortunately, Aisling would probably be very literal, considering it is history.
I can see Ashling's head literally twisting around Exorcist style and looking at her player and going, "Please don't."
Please.
Okay, so you kind of linger in the back, and you're pretty much not only watching over Hallie, but kind of monitoring Hallie, and like Hallie would be a tuning fork for what's going on right now, like everything that's happening around them. The rest of you, as you kind of push further down the path to the point where you kind of get in the middle of, think of it like a triangle at this point. So if you guys are sort of in the middle here, and the 2 buildings are sort of offset from each other, but they're left and right, and then up ahead is the main hall. You have your options of going to any of the buildings first, but none of you are getting a specific idea of where this strange ambient presence of glamour is coming from. But it feels powerful. It almost feels, shockingly enough, to those of you who rolled the 3 successes, almost feels like you've entered a freehold.
What?
You are feeling you are feeling it, and as far as you know, as everyone has all told you, there is only one freehold in the Barony of Olives. Point Reed should be the only place where there is a freehold here, and it is remarkably rare to see 2 freeholds of almost the same power level this close to one another in this day and age. it's definitely unheard of.
Oh,
I
dear.
would like to, as we're walking and figuring out which direction to go, Skeeta, I believe, has some prior knowledge of this school before, but not much. So I just want to know what she would know about, like, is there a
Ooh.
new, I think above game, Aliza knows there might be a new headmaster, but yeah, I just want to know, like, if I have to do like a general.
Right, you went to talent shows.
Yeah, that's right. I went to talent shows, so I've been here before. Things feel different now, but I'd like to maybe just see if I could just do a general, like,
Yeah.
what did I know before?
A vibe
That
check.
I don't know if I would have you. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll intelligence plus enigmas,
Okay. Intelligence plus enigmas.
which is a
All right,
skill.
I have that.
And
Great.
I'm going to keep, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to keep just sort of, because a lot of our family is actually seeing Changeling for the first time and is learning it.
Mhm.
So a lot of these skills that appear in the Changeling, the Dreaming character sheets, are unique to Changeling. So enigmas, you can probably guess what that is. It's very similar to like an investigation role or piecing things together. It's not the same as investigation. Investigation is its own separate skill, but enigmas represents a character's ability to solve logic problems, puzzles, and mysteries, and overall just be a Sam Delev. So go ahead
Oh my
and
gosh, Oya had a skill in this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. I got 2 successes.
Yeah. Okay. You start asking you start asking yourself questions like, I was here that one time and I did see, I mean, when was that? It must have been just last year, which raises the question, when was this place built? And then you remembered as you were driving in, it said established 2020. It's relatively new. Only in the last 2 years, maybe a year and a half. No, you don't recall feeling it last time, but you also know, Skeeta, that your connection to the dreaming has been growing exponentially since you underwent the saning. You got your name when you were introduced into the Barony. Like, you've come to understand things. You were kind of a fledgling back then. You were just coming out of your chrysalis, and Kenning was something you probably weren't really that tapped into at the time. So it's possible that you just missed it, or it's possible that it wasn't here. But this place is relatively new.
You all see Skeeta actually like having these cartoonish thoughts. Her, by the way, the voice of her thoughts is Eric Campbell. So that's literally what she was thinking. Like, yeah, all these thoughts were like she was hearing the voice of Eric Campbell say these things. Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, it could be.
That's my normal thoughts voice in
I
everyday
go straight
life.
into Emperor's New Groove, where I'm just like, what the? How long has that been there?
Yeah, so Skeeta kind of, okay, interesting. Well, okay. Any thoughts on which way to go first? Where should we explore?
Holly is employing fishy logic. You know, how in the deep sea, a real reliable way of getting fishies to come say hello is to be a pretty bright light. They're gonna follow the lights. I remember as we were driving up, Eric mentioned that some of the buildings had lights. Well, Ceteris Paribus, and like Holly doesn't have any reason to recognize any of one of these buildings over the other. So Ceteris Paribus, the Pretty Lights building. Whatever building has nice pretty lights.
Also, just a bit of a warning, if anybody out there ever decides to experiment in going scuba diving one day, particularly if there's barracuda in the water, which are perfectly safe to swim with, just make sure you take off your rings off your fingers or any other shiny objects you have, and do not stick your hands out.
Also, don't blow bubbles
because-
at them.
Don't do that. Because as Sam has graciously pointed out, fishies tend to be attracted to shiny things, and if they see shiny ring on finger, and you're sticking your hand out, they'll just think, fishy,
Little shiny,
fish.
like
Oh.
small, sparkly,
Mhm.
fishy, easy to hunt.
And they're ambush hunters, so they'll go from just sitting there staring at you to
Bill.
launching themselves at you at incredible speeds, and they will sample. They will take a sample. Otherwise, they don't care. You can just swim around barracuda; they won't bug you.
Yeah, I've seen a
'Cause
whole ton of barracuda,
Yeah.
and they're mostly just
They don't
vibes.
care.
But then again, I don't wear a lot of shinies.
Yeah. Also, and this will conclude, but generally speaking, fish logic is if it can't fit into my mouth, I'm not going to bother. It's literally how fish work. They're like, oh yeah, no, I can't eat that. I'm moving on.
In retrospect,
All
this
right.
further contextualizes the very, very, very large pink berry for Holly
Indeed.
versus like the little tapas vibe we went with. This makes so
Are
much
you
more
kidding
sense.
me? Are you kidding me? Sorry. We don't normally. I love it.
I just
Eliza is
saw
literally. We got an off-screen message. Elisa's literally going to go grab her pinkberry that just got delivered. Sponsor us, Pinkberry. I'm telling you. Sponsor us.
We
You
were
need to
all at
sponsor
the
us.
very beginning.
We had enough trouble with
From the beginning.
problematic
I'm just saying.
food. Sponsor us.
Elisa, I totally called you out. That was just too perfect. I was like,
Your
Elisa's gonna
pinkberry
go
has
get some
been exposed
pinkberry.
to the
I'm trying to be discreet.
No, your professionalism is not welcome here.
From the very beginning, when poor Ryan Green was just trying to get you
Poor
a coffee,
Ryan Green.
Campbell.
Just trying to, yeah. So the one place that has lights on that is closer to you is the dorm rooms. The main event hall right now is being prepared, so there are lights on in there as well as the administration building. But yes, they are very plentiful in the dorm room area, which is 3 floors.
Yeah,
As I
and
said.
the administrative building is shut down right now. Is like not really a thing. Pretty lights here. Nothing in particular over there. All things being equal, lights
Okay.
into the dorm
So
room
y'all are-
they go.
So is the motley headed to the dorm rooms then?
Unfortunately.
I'm just following wherever they go because they obviously know more than I do, even though I won't admit that.
You're following an extrovert. I'm so sorry. It's awful.
The entryway, you were greeted with the standard fare of like a high-end sort of New York lobby where it's glossy tiled floors and a random table in the center with a huge, beautiful flower bouquet, mirrored walls, lined mailboxes, and a very spacious set of elevators, like 2 of them in this building. And you also see the halls that go down. It's starting to occur to you as you all enter into this building for the size of the building. When you step inside the hallway and you can see the main hall that goes down to the other end of the building, there's only about 8 doors per side, which is giving you kind of an idea of how large the rooms are here. You see 8 doors on one side and 8 doors on the other. Starting to kind of map out the idea that there's probably not as many students going here as there could be, per se. It's probably everyone who just goes here lives like royalty. Each door looks like it has the names of the occupant as well as the room number. And there are a lot of people in the hallway. You see a lot of mortals in here that are having conversations. And the moment you all enter, you definitely get the sense from everyone around you all that they're all meeting for the first time or still getting to know each other. Because you're hearing a lot of first-time conversations of where are you from and like, oh my God, yes, I've been to that school. That school was wild. And like talking these sort of like aha moments of people meeting each other for the very first time, disagreements and whatnot. But it's a filled bottom hallway of what you can see is about, if there's 8 people per room, or if there's 8 people per side of the thing. So you're looking at, you would expect to see 16 people down here, but you can already tell that from the gathering that's starting to take place here on this first floor, there's most of the dorms are probably filtering into the lobby by the time you all enter. You all get a few looks. but
What's
not
the
many.
age range?
It looks like early to mid college range. So you see a few people that are probably just out of high school, but you definitely see some people here that are probably in their mid to late 20s,
Okay.
judging by how they carry themselves and how they're dressed. But for the most part, that seems to be the age group that you're all. It's very much Gira's age group. So it seems, relatively like fresh young recruit style. No one double takes when they see the motley walk in, despite the motley-esque vision that greets them when they look in your direction. But no one disregards you either. You can see a couple of lingering looks as people kind of double take for a moment and they go back to their conversations.
Skeeta's mortal side suddenly feels very out of place, like the mom in the dorm room.
Yeah.
So she kind of hangs back, kind of tries to look kind of more casual.
Yeah, because of course all they see is your mortal seemings. They just see these kids come in of varying age groups, and also they didn't see you at orientation, and you don't have any luggage, so they're all kind of like kind of craning their heads a little bit, looking at all y'all.
And actually, just scanning the room, the hallway, or the lobby for Gira. Do we see her?
Go ahead and make a perception plus alertness roll for me. And Gina, I saw you saying something, but you're muted.
Oh, I was just saying this is my worst nightmare.
A slew-eyed
And you already fought 2 today. I know. Those I understand.
Okay, 1, 2. 2.
So many
No
new people.
sign of Gira.
Okay.
You don't see Gira anywhere down here.
There
is a directory.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I will
There's a
stroll
directory on
over
the wall.
to that. I'll stroll over there.
Gita's on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
Room 3.
This
I
is
look at-
Ruby's dream. Chaos. Just
Holly is already
Utter
into the crowd and the social and is meeting the land dwellers. And really, they are also new here. And so the vibe is bizarrely alike, though the circumstances are different. They are into what they were here to do.
Yeah, I mean, Holly, again, the way we're playing out appearance is a stat in this game. You are gaining the attention of a lot of people as you move into the room. People are picking up on your energy. People are picking up on the way you're presenting themselves, and folks are walking up to introduce themselves to you and asking all sorts of, when did you get here? I thought I'd met everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with names, and like introducing themselves. While y'all are kind of looking around, Skeeta, you glance over and you look at the names and you find Gira's name. It's of course under her mortal name though. So as you're skimming through it, you almost for a split second, as you pass over Dorothy, you kind of pause and go back and you're like, oh, Dottie. Oh, you remember Dottie. Okay, that's Gira. You see 3rd floor, room 3. When you glance back, you see her motley staring at Holly, who is getting surrounded by people who are engaging in their own conversations, but it's very much it's a lot. They're kind of starting to crowd a little bit and ask questions and saying hi to people. They're being very friendly, but it's very much right now Holly and Holly may process this differently than Sam Delev, but it's very much
it is the big difference between us. Holly isn't going to feel crowded.
Okay. Yeah, you're used to swimming in schools of fish.
Right. They're swimming in a school. This is great. They are pulling and they are pulling social focus. Is the other side effect, is the effect.
They're running interference on the nightmare.
This appearance. So yeah, it's kind of pulling the spotlight away and creating some space, some shadow for Aisling.
Is against the wall.
Yeah,
and anytime someone gets close, just activates her jello bones and just scoots around it. It's just nope.
Yeah, I feel like Ruby would probably
Drawing
pick
them
up on
off.
that too.
But very
And
happy here. And so if anyone else were investigating, Holly might be pulling focus from the lobby. If anyone were to, I don't know.
Aisling,
Yeah.
please roll perception plus kinning.
Okay. Would either of the fancy boys take into effect? Insightful or hidden magic?
No, not in this case.
Okay.
Are you sure? Because I rolled so many 10s.
I'm sorry. As your
Ooh, but
as
also a lot of
storyteller, I feel awful.
Ones. Okay, wait. That cancels out 1, 2, 3. Okay, so only 2. I rolled a bunch of ones.
You catch it in the glimpse of your eye as the anxiety starts to build in you. You press back against the wall. You know that there's a presence of glamour here, and you're just kind of like fighting it back. You can see Holly is kind of pulling a lot of the attention away. It's caught in the corner of your eye because, again, there are mirrors all over the wall.
Uh-huh.
And so as you glance to the right, you freeze for a moment. You catch a glimpse of what looks like a figure made out of pure shadow, staring out from one side of the mirror. It has only one baleful yellow eye on a completely shrouded face staring back at you from across the mirror. It's not moving. It's like standing stock still amongst a crowd of people that do not see it.
There you are. I duck. Flat to the ground.
You just drop down on all fours. No one's noticing you because of Holly's magic trick of being Holly. And however,
I
Skeeta,
basically
I think
crab walk backwards into like a corner or into the lift if it's open, or like I crab walk off this floor.
You just start tapping the elevator button. I'm gonna say Ruby and Skeeta are seeing that as you kind of react suddenly and just kind of you move back up. You smack the call button as many times as you can. The elevator just goes opens up and you hear the dinging sound.
I follow.
Holly, I will say that you do see the elevator door has opened and you see your motley starting to get in.
All right. Yeah, so if I can sort of see, I would say over someone's shoulder, but around someone's elbow. Do I catch anyone's eye of, like, you know, the summoning eye contact, or is it no one looking and I continue swimming in the
lots
pool?
of looking.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that's up to you guys. How y'all want to signal?
No, lots
signal.
of looking. Aisling is signaling.
Aggressively contact. Okay. Then Holly will smile, tap the person they're talking to on the elbow, and sail into the lift like they are meant to be there.
Okay. Everyone take notes. You can learn a lot by reading the language of a wheeler when they need to go. So take notes. So a few moments later, the elevator doors are closing. You're all alone. Yeah, just the soft hum of the elevator just as you're going up to the third floor.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you were all alone in the elevator. It's just.
I don't even know if I have this ability, but like if Aisling had Spider-Man tendencies, she'd be like a little bit on the ceiling, like in the corner, just like hiding like a spider.
For flavor, why not?
I just don't know if I have sticky hands, but
you don't.
You don't have to. You can use the tension between.
Oh yeah, I'm tension. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're totally right.
I would say it's an athletics roll, but I don't want to call for it. I think when you all get inside, you can see Aisling is either being performative or they're trying to get as far away from the entrance of the elevator as possible.
Are you okay?
Did you see it?
No.
The blonde
shadow.
There was a shadow?
Yes. And I look at Ruby.
What kind of shadow?
Mine. And then she like, you still see her form, but when she says mine, for some reason, she just kind of disappears. Like she's still there, but like her features, the shadow that's always kind of present on her brow, like starts obscuring her even further, where she sort of becomes a shadow within the corner just from her emotions.
I'm just gonna like put a calming hand on her shoulder and look at the rest of them and go, 6 more weeks of winter.
Ashley,
As you
please.
say that,
I'm trying
the
to like
word-
break the ice, like trying to like
yes,
make a
but
joke.
as the word winter rolls
Oh.
off your tongue, a word that is loaded in changeling
Oh, dear.
language.
Oh, whoops.
Literally, changelings call the end of the world the long winter. The time
Oh.
when mortals' dreams finally are forgotten and that Kithane are all driven away and the dreaming dies. Just as you say the winter and the elevator doors open, expecting to be greeted by a brightly lit hallway reminiscent of where you just came from, you instead see a corridor shrouded in darkness with flickering lights like something out of some sort of nightmare-scape video game. And you see doors have been flung open and debris all over the floor. Most of it coming out of room number 3, where you can see the door has been left wide open and there is detritus everywhere, broken planks of wood. All of it, you know, is signs of what looks like some kind of violent struggle. And you can see what looks like the lighting fixtures that were hanging overhead are barely dangling on and flickering. Like a bomb went off in here or something. But what's more remarkable is it's darker than it should be up here. And that's where we're going to pause for our 10-minute break. Because the second half is a lot. So we're going to take our 10 right now. And we will be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We are back now in the Barony of Olives. Hope you all had a restful break. We're back in an elevator with the Motley, staring down this hallway of darkness, this place that looks like it's been utterly mangled and destroyed. There are debris laying out all over the floor. Looks like in curtain holders and pillows and stuffing from cushions and planks of wood that have been snapped and broken and hurled about. The walls are intact. The lighting fixtures on the ceiling, however, are all dangling and swinging back and forth, making a lot of these dark shadows that are cast all across this hallway look like they're coming to life all around you. There's no wind in here, and yet it seems to move like it's only recently been smacked, or if there's something strong blowing through. And each of you, once again, banked off of the successes that you got before, each of you starts to feel once more the presence of the dreaming. You're still in the autumn world. You know that much.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I thought you wanted to come here.
Can someone go check on Gira?
Of course.
On it.
Who?
I roll out without a second thought.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna.
I can't
actually-
sense it yet, so.
It's
I
true.
might actually, in that case, if you don't mind, I'll put my hand on your shoulder, Holly, and say, actually, if you don't mind, let me just sneak ahead in case there's danger. Okay.
Okay. You check.
And I slip into the shadows.
Now, you are a Pisky. And Piskies are really good at sort of blending in like they belong where they're supposed to be there. This is a little bit of a different situation. There's not so much of a social crowd around here. And you all know, too, anybody who's had any experience with Chloricons, and Holly, probably not you, but you've heard stories, the rest of you. Chloricons themselves have an ability to basically pull a Batman, and when your back is turned, they can just blink the fuck out and not be there anymore. It's possible Gira is up here somewhere and is hiding, but this place feels remarkably empty. Now, if you are going to try to sneak around and try to get a good look at what's happening, Skeeta, I'm going to say let's just pop open real quick and just take a quick look at the Pisky ability and see if it's going to help you here. Because you do have that natural ability. Nimble and blending in. No matter where they go, the Pisky always looks like they belong. Any changeling or supernatural entity. Oh, but it's with a group. You're sneaking out on your own. So this is not going to be this your birthright ability is not going to kick in here. So then this is going to be a what's up? Do you have a magic?
I was just going to say I have my stealth proficiency is in
Mhm.
hiding. So I was
Okay.
thinking not as like slipping into a crowd, obviously, but I was just thinking literally walking down the hallway without if there is someone or something that could be alerted to our presence and we don't want it to be, that's what I meant. Just like being able
Okay.
to
Yeah.
quietly sneak down the hallway.
So hiding is going to come into play if you run and hide somewhere. Like if something is coming or you want to be hidden, that's when that's going to come into play. So that's that. If you're trying to stealth down the hallway, which is a smart thing to do, you're not going to be able to use that specialty. But you'll be able to make a dex. You'll be able to make a dex stealth check here for sure.
Okay.
So go ahead and make that roll. I'm actually going to give you a reduced difficulty because there are so many shadows all over the place. They're actually working for you here. So go ahead and give yourself. I'll reduce the difficulty down to 5.
Okay.
There's enough noise being made by the swinging lights too that you're not going to take a penalty for being heard.
All right. Okay. Whoa. All right. Oh boy. Okay. So there's 1, but and then these are not successes, but then these
You need 5s or better on this roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
You don't hear a thing coming from Skeeta. Skeeta just slips out of the elevator, silent as a sleeping baby's breath, just moves right past the double doors and into the hallway. You make it past the first door, Skeeta. All you hear is sort of the haunting screeching sound of an overhead light that's been knocked or torn loose, just swinging back and forth. As you step past the first door. The first door, too, looks like it's ajar. The wood looks like it's been mangled a little bit. With 3 successes at the top of this scene, you were definitely getting the impression, Skeeta, that a lot of what you are seeing is chimerical. That this doesn't exist in the real world. That a lot of the damage that you're seeing and the things that you're seeing around here is actually manifestation of glamour somehow. It takes you a moment to adjust your gaze, and surely you begin to see the overlap of 2 realities. There is a strong chimerical impression left here. And the only way to describe it is somehow you're certain that you are, all of you, are somewhere, if not riding the line, but on the borders of the near dreaming, which is a step removed from the autumn world. The only way into the near dreaming, usually, as far as you know, is by taking a trod or a magical doorway to get there. And those are not easy to find. But here, it seems like the dreaming is intruding. When you're seeing a manifestation of it. With your successes in kenning, you're beginning to realize that a lot of this damage is probably just a manifestation. It takes you a moment to sort of adjust to that and begin to realize that, yes, that's probably what's taking place here. It's highly unusual.
Skeeta.
Okay.
Skeeta.
I turn back and look at them.
Skeeta.
So far, so good.
If you blow your stealth roll.
No, I don't know what to do. So I've gone past the first door.
You've made it to about. I'll say you've made it to Gira's door.
Oh, okay,
So
all right.
If that was your destination, then I'll say you make it to Gira's door before you call back. So that way,
Okay.
but if you want to slip in, you're gonna have to roll again.
Okay, and you said, I'm sorry, the first thing you said was that
Mhm.
I don't sense anyone's here, right?
It doesn't appear that anyone's here. The hallway looks completely empty, and you don't hear
Okay.
anybody moving about.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wave them down because now I
She
think
gives you
it's
all the
safe.
signal.
And I need my motley before I go in this door.
Okay.
I would like. I think I'm going to ask Ruby and Holly to roll kenning again, and this would be a perception plus kenning check. Oh no, actually, Holly, I don't want you to. I'm not going to give it to you.
I have no rights for this. I botched that last one, and I
Yeah.
get to live with it.
Um,
But I do like my fins do flare just a little, and my elbows are sort of out as I push. Like, I'm not literally hiding Aisling behind me,
mhm.
but my body language is making the sort of space that wants
Okay.
to.
Okay.
Can I argue? Oh no, it has to be kenning, right?
Yes.
It has to be.
That I have 0 in. Cool. All right, I'll just roll a die. Damn. All right, I got an 8. Success.
Okay. So here's what everyone is sensing right now. At this point, Aisling, you become aware that there is glamour at work here.
Yes.
And that this is, as you were slipping into, like fearfully slipping into the hallway, you become aware that this, you're kind of getting the same impressions that Skeeta got, to expand on it. And Skeeta, you might be coming to the same conclusion at this point. This is starting to feel a little like magic.
Huh.
Maybe it's not the near dreaming after all. Maybe this is some scene work, some cantrip taking place. There's a possibility that that's what you're experiencing. And the two of you, with your 3 successes, it takes you a minute to arrive at that conclusion, but you begin to realize certain things are giving it away. For example, your changeling seemings are not becoming even more defined. If you were in the near dreaming, your mortal seemings would slip away completely, and you would exist sort of in the HD of changeling, as it were.
Can I do another hidden magic roll?
Yes. Yeah, I would say if you want to call for it, this is a good time to get it.
I do.
Ruby, there is definitely some magic here. You don't know what the hell's going on. This is not, you are aware that this is not necessarily, this can't be the real world, the autumn world, as it were. This has to be glamour or some kind of chimerical manifestation, but you have no idea what's happening. There's clearly magic at work, but you don't understand.
And who are they talking about?
And lastly,
No one.
Holly, this just looks like what I've described is just utter chaos. Like something just blew through here and destroyed a bunch of stuff.
I mean, this doesn't look entirely unlike some swim-throughs. It's like a dark, shadowy cave with a bunch of debris. The current just, blows that through sometimes. Oh, I'm a little surprised that Aisling doesn't like it more. I thought she liked shadows. She spends so much time in them. So I'm very concerned.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do this. I'm going to give you something to do before Gina tells me what she just rolled. I'm going to give Holly something to do. I would like Holly to make a perception empathy check, please. And
How do you like wits empathy?
Wits empathy?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you do wits empathy this time.
I appreciate you. Thank you. It's like a 4 die difference.
Yeah. Think on your feet, quickly shifting situation reflects your cleverness, adaptability. Okay, so we'll flavor this like, judging from her reaction on the bottom floor, you think there might be more to what's going on here. So
I'll give you my curiosity. There's a lot about Aisling today that has provoked my curiosity in the way that she's talked about nightmares. So I might be trying to a little more actively puzzle it out rather than just whether it's on passive vibes.
So I'm going to give you a different answer then to what your success rate here is. So go ahead and make your roll.
Oh my! Thank you, by the way, for letting me roll the other macro. 6.
6 successes.
Literally 6. Like out of my 7 dice.
No wonder. I'm getting Lacey flashbacks right now.
Hey, 6 out of 7 dice. I'm not in charge of that. Lacey didn't roll.
That's true. Lacey didn't even fucking roll anymore at the end. So you've been a good student when it comes to your motley. You want to know who it is your new friends are. And the one thing you've learned about Sluagh is that they are sort of the friendlier manifestations of nightmare themselves. The Sluagh are the creepy children that kind of walk around with their heads limply hanging to the side with a big smile on their face. They're the Cheshire cat you see hanging in the night sky that want to talk in riddles but whisper them to you. They're the things that creep you out in the cemetery kind of stuff. Like, you get the idea. Aisling very much matches all of that. She is 100% like spooky kid. So it is a complete polar opposite of reaction of what you're seeing, because it looks like someone set the stage for a Sluagh to be here. And Aisling is utterly rejecting it with her entire being. She is utterly rejecting this. You definitely get the sense with that many successes, you definitely get the sense that she has seen something or experienced something in the past 5 minutes that either none of you saw or know about, or is aware of something that's happening that none of you all know about. But Aisling has clearly been switched on by something.
What's going on? Sorry.
That, as you answer, go ahead and tell me what you rolled.
And with that, what's going on? Aisling also rolled a 6.
Oh my God.
We are one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That is a metric fuck ton of successes.
Yeah,
Not even an
I
imperial
exploded twice.
Yeah, you did. You were rolling with specialties, so that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Aisling, especially because of all the members of the motley, you're the most deeply entrenched and fascinated with magic. You're the one that's been doing like the most research. You're the one that's been doing the most practice. That's second only to Skeeta. You are really intrigued by the world of magic within the dreaming. This is definitely a cantrip. Someone used powerful cantrip here. What you're witnessing is something has altered the scene and something has altered the space. The entire floor is being affected by magic. That is power. That's somebody who manipulated the entire floor, is using some heavy glamour magic. Like, that's an impressive feat.
This is very, very, very powerful magic. With that, have I seen? Is this the level of magic I've seen before?
You've never seen it like this.
No.
But to give you a snapshot, is the shadow capable of this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen the shadow do things that it should not be able to do at power levels very similar to this.
Yeah. Okay. Aisling, she kind of finally slumps down from her corner and just like tiptoes around Holly and Ruby. And her hand is clinging to the rose that is in the middle of her rib cage on her corset. She's like as she was up in the corner, she had started undoing some of her, many layers, and her arm is it almost looks like she's reaching into her chest because of how many layers, and she's gripping this rose.
She did that once before. I remember.
This might be dangerous, I should be up there. Just be prepared to escape.
And Aisling, without making any sound, like whooshes next to Skeeta. And when she gets to the door, you see her start to pull. And as she's pulling, you see a stem of a rose that as it keeps going, it gets longer and longer and longer until it's clear that she is not actually pulling the stem of a rose. She is pulling out a sword from her bodice.
Cool.
The silvery darkened blade clears your bodice and you hold the treasure in your hand. Anybody who's rolled anything on kenning can tell that whatever it is Aisling just withdrew, the weapon that she is wielding is manifesting powerfully, not only in the chimerical reality, but it seems to have a presence in general. It is a powerful chimerical item that she is holding, and anybody looking at it doesn't need to roll kenning to know that she just pulled out something quite potent. The blade, you just hold it up to your chest as you make your way down the hallway. At this point, I'm guessing each of you has left the elevator. Do I have that correct? Is the motley?
I figured so, but I'm gonna stick next to Holly and just like have my fists up. Obviously, I have no sword on me. Today, I usually carry one, but I packed light for school, so.
And Play-Doh took up too much room.
Before the I think like Skeeta's hand goes to the doorknob, and before it happens, Aisling just says,
"You can't kill it. We have to just run."
I don't know about you, but if someone said that to me, I'd be scared out of my mind.
What about Gira?
That's what this is for.
And she kind of twists her hands on the hilt.
Just in case. I have some things to tell you after.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Push the door open.
You push the door as it swings wide open. You see a room that has been completely demolished. And some of it is chimerical. You can tell that much because some of it is absurd and doesn't belong here. Like there's shattered glass that couldn't have been to like it looks like an entire mirror has shattered all over the floor, but there is no place where a mirror would have hung. There's no like areas around. You can see like there's still paintings on the wall and stuff all over the place. It just doesn't seem like it came from anywhere. Your instincts with that, again, with that high of a roll on your kenning, you can tell that this place is made to look like devastation. And again, with 6 successes, just to give you, I should probably paint a picture for you, especially because Gina, as you're becoming more and more familiar with Changeling, scene and time are 2 realms that Kithane used to manipulate magic. They're not realms unto themselves. They're things you do to manipulate what you were doing.
They're the spice.
Well, I shouldn't say scene is, but like prop is. I know, or I'm sorry, time is for sure. Or no, actually, I think scene is. But the point is that like there are 2 abilities that you use to manipulate how your magic manifests. What you're becoming aware is that this is still here, still in effect. There's probably some time being used as well. It's worth noting that when scene and time are being used to manipulate Fey magic, the difficulty to use them increases because you are pushing even deeper against banality and manipulating the world around you. Even in a chimerical setting like as it is manifested here, it is quite potent. And to do whatever this being or this effect has been caused by, you would need at least a scene of 4 to activate that kind of power. You don't know how long the time is lasting, but whatever is happening here that made this place look the way it does and feel the way it does, again, just to underscore so that you have a basic knowledge of how powerful it is, just to scale it in your mind mechanically so you know what you're dealing with. But as you all move in here, Gator's room looks like it has been utterly demolished, like there was an epic fight in here of some kind. And while it is clear to all of you that this place is made to look that way, it's not as anxiety-inducing as the realization that on the floor, next to a bed that has been shoved up against the wall, is a very familiar, very important black duffel bag that has been left unattended. It is laying on its side up against one of the walls. That much you know is not a chimerical object. That is real.
What? Aisling like runs into the room, like waving the sword, just.
That's literally the sound the Sluagh makes as she tries to scream and just sword slashes through the air.
And you see she's quite proficient with it.
It sings when you slash the air with it.
What's that? And gestures to the gestures to the bag with the tip of the sword.
It's Gira's. Remember, she nearly bit me when I asked about it.
Oh, is
She
that
used it to bludgeon that nightmare. I feel like she would never leave that behind. It seemed really important to her. I'm going to go over to the bag.
You can make a Grimoire roll if you'd like.
Sure.
Poor Ruby. She has no idea what's going on.
Ruby, you are so lost right now as you're looking around. This place looks like hell. You know, there's magic in play.
Who? A bag? What's? Huh?
Is it Grimoire? I'm sorry. Is it intelligence in Grimoire?
It's
Okay.
Gira is one of our new motley. She's new.
Oh. It's all starting to make sense to Ruby because she's been picking up extra shifts at the school and hasn't been around lately. You could have told me that during the costume party.
We're at the costume party now. Also, I don't like speaking that much. I thought someone else would fill you in by now, but this seems necessary.
Well, we were a little busy with animal control.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
What's in the bag?
One success. I mean, yeah. Aisling just nailed it. You move over to the bag and you reach down and touch it, and you can feel it's really heavy. And it's packed. It's just packed.
And
full
it's
of,
not
like,
chimerical?
No, it's
That's
a
wild.
real duffel bag. It's a real duffel bag, and it's really heavy, and it's packed full of stuff. You're not sure what's inside. But yeah, it's definitely real. It looks like one of her travel bags that she brought with her.
Is it rude to open someone's hoard?
No.
Well, if that person is missing and it'll help us find them, then I wouldn't worry about being rude right now.
Did you happen to turn on their location services?
Oh. You
What?
mean
The glowing box can sometimes tell us where others are.
oh.
Like in the car. It knew what road we were on.
I opened up my flip phone.
Mm.
You know, that's a very good idea. I did not do that with Gira. I do have her phone number, though, so I'm going to try to call Gira.
You put the bag down, sort of bookmarking that. Pick out your cell phone. You just got her number earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Dial in the number, and
I pick up the duffel bag.
Okay, yeah, Ruby. When you move over and pick up the duffel bag, it is heavy. Ooh, that's got some heft. The moment you press talk, there's a beat and you hear the phone start ringing in the room.
Go to
What's
where I
that?
hear it.
You find it easy enough. It's under what looks like this, right where the sofa has been kind of pushed a little bit. It's just the little corner of the phone is sticking out from underneath the sofa, laying face up. You move over and pick it up, and you see your name flashing across it. Underneath it, it just says "new friend," and it has Skeeta.
Oh. Well, this isn't looking too good.
Huh? We know that Gira fights, and this looks like a fight, and it's with... Is it with the thing that you're afraid of?
I don't know. I thought so. They were in the hall. They were looking at me. Usually, their tantrums aren't quite this bad. But I thought maybe considering that a nightmare was dispatched of earlier, that it maybe made them upset.
Sorry, Pipsqueak's very upset too.
Or maybe Gira hurt them real bad. Remember, she fights very powerfully.
That's true.
And I look around the whole room and all of the debris and like, hey, this could... How much of this is Gira?
That's true. It also... Oh. Maybe they're downstairs. Maybe I can't tell if a shadow has been roughed up. Not many features.
Do you think it's downstairs? Or are you scared it isn't?
Well, it's never too far from me.
I move in closer to Aisling.
Okay.
Gira isn't here. And there's lots of shadow. How much? We should look through it, see what else there is. Keep exploring.
Yeah.
And they go.
You wheel out of the room.
First.
Okay. All right.
Flashy. Bait fish.
Cool. You just wheel right out of the room.
Okay.
What are the rest of y'all doing?
I follow very quickly.
Okay. Skeeta's just glancing around the room one more time.
The windows are open.
Okay.
They're large windows. There is a balcony area. The curtains are mysteriously missing, which is kind of strange. Because what you see when you peek into the other rooms is it looks like they have some, but none here for some reason. You do notice that there is what looks like as you're glancing around, Skeeta, on your way over, you catch two things. First of all, you catch Ruby kind of like marveling at the weight of this bag that she is holding, just kind of like, ugh. And to your left, you notice that those curtains that you think are missing, it looks like there's been a bunch of them that have been tied together and have been bundled up and tossed into a corner. You can see they've kind of like roped themselves up. Like maybe somebody tried to make a really crummy little rope of some kind. Outside in the hallway, the other doors seem to be closed, but you do see a lot of the debris in the hall. But curiously enough, too, Holly, what you see is, for lack of a better way of describing this, a light at the end of the tunnel that looks like the glamour, the scene of the magic is beginning to bleed off, and you're seeing at the very end of the hall the autumn world beginning to intrude back in, driving this enchantment away, this nightmarish scene of destruction. Its purpose is so mysterious, and as it's bleeding away, it starts to occur to you, finally, Holly, what this is. It starts to, you're not sure the scale, but you begin to realize that this is some kind of changeling magic at work, or some kind of manifestation of the dreaming caused by who knows what, but that much you're getting.
It's not normal for land to be like this.
No.
I'm figuring that out now.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are all sorts of nightmares all over the place. I'm
That is true.
calibrating.
Mhm.
I'm calibrating. So we're watching the tide come in of the autumn world?
Yes, essentially. And it looks like as this enchantment is bleeding away, like flaking off of the walls, it looks like the shadow is literally like old frosting just coming off the top of a muffin. It just kind of cakes off and falls and disappears. You're watching the lighting fixture as the shadows begin to bleed away are actually perfectly fine and situated on the ceiling. Not swinging back and forth anymore. And slowly that's beginning to seep through. You would probably guess in the next 30 seconds, the hallway is going to look like the autumn world again.
Around this, the epicenter?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I will give you that one for free. Because what you notice is that it's not happening behind you, and the room is closer to the elevators.
Yep. Do you know why they would do this?
My shadow?
Yes.
They get very angry sometimes. I think they're jealous. But don't tell them I said that.
I'll try.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you not tell Marinus or Sir Agelia about this?
And she starts to put the rose back into her bodice.
About this or my shadow? I haven't told them. Sir Flickerwick told me to never tell any other.
Okay. I won't tell them. And you can tell me.
Okay. I don't think they're the same kind of nightmare as the others.
What does that mean, though?
I don't know. But all the other nightmares can be gotten rid of. And Sir Flickerwick told me that I can't get rid of this one.
Not even with the... I point at the rose.
Oh, this one has a different kind of special power. It's not for killing. It's more for protecting and escaping.
I don't get it.
I don't really either. But that's what he said before. And then Aisling gets a little darker as the shadow kind of goes across her face. That was before the shadow got him.
Oh. Where does the shadow go? Because if it took Gira...
I hope not. And I don't know. I've been studying it for as long as the first tantrum. That's why I came here. I couldn't have it near my family.
I'm very sorry. Don't worry. We're all very strong. We'll all protect each other. My fins flare again. Yeah. I haven't been being very honest, and if that was the reason, I may have got one of you injured. Oh, it's just so hard to talk sometimes. It's okay. We're new friends. There wasn't enough time for everything. There are things. Everyone has lots of things. There are things. You'll tell us. You'll tell us, and we'll find Gira. How do we find Gira? And that's also around Ashling's elbow, back into the room through the doorway to the rest of the group as they've sympathetically lowered their voice for this conversation and just bumped it back up to address the group.
Yeah. When you ran into the room, you still see Skeeta basically pulling a Sherlock Holmes and just kind of moving about the room and just analyzing everything that she can see. It's kind of examining the stuff in the corner and whatnot, making her way through. She's still holding the cell phone. And you see Ruby is still holding the bag, looking a little lost.
I kind of want to look in the bag.
You start working that zipper. And you peek inside. When you peek inside, you see trophies. Looks like fencing, martial arts. There's a bowling trophy in there. A lot of medals. Lots and lots of medals. Sports medals. You see taekwondo. You see a judo medal. You see all, and they're just piled to the top. And probably easy to imagine why this thing is so heavy now. The trophies are varying quality, and some of them are the plastic trophies that they give out just to anybody for just being participatory.
Participation!
But some of them are honest to God metal. Some of them looks like they were acquired at actual professional sporting events and are quite impressive to behold. I'm going to ask for a willpower roll from our Pisky.
Oh, haha. Okay.
Yes, because you are a
Clearcon and a
Pisky.
Pisky in
I
a
was
group.
hoping-
This was always.
I
gonna
was
come.
hoping to sneak a look, but if everyone hears me do it, then
No, I mean,
We've all tried to be quiet with a zipper and failed at being quiet with a zipper.
true.
we've all woken up before everybody else at Comic-Con and tried to go into our backpacks without waking up the room.
And it just extends the agony, is the truth.
It always does.
You could rip off the proverbial band-aid, but no, instead you make people listen to it for like 20 minutes. While you're just like, is this quite enough?
3 success.
Okay, before you calculate the successes,
This is a special thing.
it's important to note that this is being caused by your frailty as a Pisky. So the difficulty is not 6, it's 8.
Right. Oh,
So
okay. Still,
You got
3
did you get it?
successes.
You still got 3 successes?
I got an 8, a 9, and a 10.
Amazing.
Loyalty.
Skeeta,
Uh-huh.
the impulse is mighty. Because damn, those are shiny.
I
Those are nice and
beeline
shiny.
over to the duffel, and I just like,
You just caught a glimpse.
Oh,
She keeps those in very good condition. With the one, who was it that got the one? Oh, you got the one success on the Gramarye. That is absolutely that is a Chlorocon's hoard. Yes. For everyone, every Kithane has a weakness. Chlorocons have their hoard. Now, you don't know how often Chlorocons wander away from their hoard. You're not entirely sure. You don't know the specifics about that, but you know that it's incredibly important to them. So that much is available to you.
I'm gonna make eye contact with Skeeta and then slowly zip it back up.
Skeeta.
As you're zipping up, can we say just right before it, I very quickly convey at least partially what I shared with
Holly,
in the elevator
to bring
or
everybody
in the
up to
hall.
speed.
So then it's like a quick. So this is what's up, and then zip to close the conversation.
Okay, so everyone kind of is on the same page at this point. At this point, too, it's worth noticing that the glamour is wearing off. So you're watching the chimerical manifestation of this nightmare realm that you're all standing in or sitting in, as it were, just kind of bleed away and flake off and disintegrate all around you. It's entered the room at this point. Go ahead.
Is the window still open?
Yes, window's still open.
How
And
is it open just like ordinarily open, or is it open
It's wide
like Kool-Aid?
I will say that it's wide open, and there is a balcony, a walk-on balcony. However, a lot of the glass that does disappear as the chimerical magic begins to wear off, there's some of the glass that doesn't disappear over by the door. Those two double doors that are swinging open to where the balcony is.
Out of curiosity that might lead nowhere, what's the last place that this magic is shrinking into as it dries up?
That's much harder to discern because it looks like once it gets to the room, it's happening everywhere. It doesn't look like it's going to a point. It looks like it's all just fading away at this point. But I will give you this, and everyone can get this much, is that it looks like it originated from the room based off the fact that the hallway is now completely... Yeah.
Okay, so Holly will go out onto the balcony because it doesn't seem like the hallway is... That was not where things happened, and something had to have gone somewhere from here.
So it sounds to me, and this is me pulling my PBTA card out, but it sounds to me like you're slowly inching towards making an investigation check. Is that accurate?
Slowly inching. Let's see. Yes, I think I understand. Slowly inching is a good descriptor because I don't love that broken glass right there.
Yeah.
That's like sharp shells. I know what sharp shells are.
Okay.
Weird glass. But I've worked with glass before.
Okay. So you're not going to... Do you want to make an investigation check then? Is that what you're doing?
Sure, absolutely. That sounds like a great idea. Is that wits investigate?
No, that's intelligence investigate.
Dang.
Yep. Int investigate.
I miscalibrated this character. Dang.
Well, the rate y'all are role playing, which to no surprise, y'all are beginning the XP you need to.
Oh, dang. I should be better.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have told you it's perception plus investigation. I totally screwed that.
Oh, but all right. Goodbye. 3 successes.
You don't have to lose the roll. Is your perception lower?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Tell you what,
it went from my 5 to my 3.
That was all on me, so I'll give you one auto success. So go ahead and make the roll
appreciate that. All right. Oh, all right. I successed all 3 of the dice I did roll.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
there you. Okay, so there is that then.
Yes.
Okay. You wheel over to that balcony. You roll right past. You roll right past Ruby. He's still just holding the bag, having zipped it back up. Move over to the area past Aisling, and as you get to the balcony, you do see that the glass is broken in. The door handle looks like it's been forced.
In or
you start
out?
getting the impression. It looks like it was pushed outwards, like somebody didn't wait. Somebody did not wait to get the door. Yeah, someone didn't wait to get the whole handle off the door. They just shoved that door open. Is the impression you're getting.
Sounds like Gira.
With how many success? You got 3 successes? Somebody.
Yes, assuming that's like that and the auto, like
I didn't count. I folded the auto in. So 3 successes.
Somebody fled. Somebody fled through this door in a hurry.
Then what?
So you move over to the balcony. You kind of look over the edge, kind of pull yourself up a little bit and look over the stone balcony. Yeah, it's about 20 feet down or so. So whoever makes that jump is probably getting a sprain or something at the very least. Unless that's soft ground, that's an ouch landing. 20 feet is an ouch landing. It's not, you're not necessarily breaking something. You have a high risk of spraining. You have a high risk of injury. But you could land it. I've certainly fallen off some pretty high spaces myself. But you could land that. When you look outside, you do see that it goes straight into what looks like, judging from the fact that you've seen the sprinklers on here, it looks like this may have been wet grass. So as you're glancing over, with 3 successes, you do see what looks like a shoe laying in the grass.
We have to get down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over. What?
Look.
I've read
I
this story
point out
before.
the shoe. And is there like maybe a divot somewhere in the grass, like, or some mud, like, you know, like
Evidence of one, yeah, like where an impact site happened.
Holly, you found a clue.
Of course, we go to the fancy party and find a shoe and a missing girl.
I said it court later. All right, can you all get down?
Yes, I think I can.
I think I
This is
can.
Eliza, not Skeeta.
Actually, I know I can.
I definitely
Yeah.
can.
I don't say that out loud, but
Thanks.
someone has to hold the duffel bag.
Oh,
I
you just
can.
drop it down. Okay, there you go.
Well, I figured I'd go down and get the shoe and climb back and come back up. Maybe. How far down is it?
I think we're staying down. If
Yeah,
he had
we all
ran
go down.
Follow
away.
the track.
Yeah,
That works. So I just throw the duffel bag out the window.
Oh, I jump after it. Oh no, don't let no. Oh,
Jump after it?
Yes,
Is
you
that
can't
right?
drop someone's hoard. I know
Okay.
that much from fairy lore.
Ruby,
I don't-
you're just like, I
I
need to get
didn't
rid of
drop. I mean, it's heavy. I'm not jumping with it.
this. That's great. Okay, so Ruby, you
Perfect.
you turn, you toss that over the side of the balcony. I mean, I can see it all happening kind of at once, just the tossing and the immediate, like, slow motion reaction of Aisling just seeing it go over the side. Like, no. Aisling, you're gonna make a leap over the side of the balcony.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to okay, so I'm gonna need you to make a okay, I'm gonna need you to make a Dex Athletics check.
Okay.
Whoops.
Does my like goo body come into this at all?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't
Send
think
them
there's
to
a-
me.
I know I can fold
I don't-
myself, but I don't know if that mitigates sort of like
yeah,
fall damage.
I don't think that's actually a mechanic that's gonna help you in the fall.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
No, are you kidding? She is probably thrilled to be able to do
I'm so
that.
excited. 3 successes.
Okay. In that case, I need you to make a stamina roll. And the
All right.
difficulty is
got
going to
that.
be 3.
Okay, stamina versus just by itself.
Yep, it's just a regular stamina check.
Would my tireless come into this?
No, you're literally
Okay.
soaking damage right now.
Oh, no worries. And what was it? Was 3 you said?
Difficulty's 3, yeah.
You can
3
always call on a
successes.
story point. Oh, dang, but you don't need to.
Okay.
I have
You
high stamina.
and nice dexterity, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah.
gracefully
Decent.
leaping over the side, you plummet 20 feet straight down right into the soft grass and go into a graceful. It's what's remarkable about this is true to the changeling form. You're watching a woman in a bodice do a Catwoman-like roll effortlessly into wet grass and just come to a standing position, limbs flailing like somebody just threw a doll over the side of a balcony. But when she comes back up to its sitting position with just a few pieces of grass falling off of her shoulders, she's completely fine with the duffel bag laying next to you and the shoe.
I pick up the shoe and I like you could see her struggling to hold this hoard above the grass, and then she just sets it down very gently and like waves with the shoe in her hand.
It is a black dress shoe with a thick heel and a small red ribbon. It absolutely matches the shoes that Gira was wearing when you all first met.
Come on down.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to hopscotch
Oh,
down.
Same.
okay. So y'all are going to bounce down there. Now, how is hopscotch going to work when it comes to plummeting 20 feet? Because it's a hell of a jump, but hopscotch might help you land.
You always land safely with a
Then-
hopscotch. So
Then yes, y'all should be
The
able
art
to
of
hopscotch.
prodigious leaps.
Yeah,
This feels like a prodigious leap.
totally. Here's my question for you. Are you using a bunk? And if
Well-
so, what would you like to do?
I mean, I thought bunks would have to be like around mortals, right? Or no?
No, because banality is everywhere.
Oh, okay.
It's certainly easier when there are no witnesses, but yes, if you were enacting changeling magic that's affecting you in the real world, you absolutely, because if I remember correctly, bunk is weird as well as chimerical. I'm sorry, the hopscotch is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
automatically right off the bat to enact this cantrip, immediately you're rolling against a difficulty of 8 because
Yeah.
of the presence of banality.
So, another question. Yes, I do want to do a bunk, but Ruby, do you have a way to get down? Because if not, I can also cast this on you.
I should be pretty good. I mean, I have this is actually me talking, not Ruby lying. I have like perfect balance and lucky. I have a lot of decks and stuff. I basically
Mhm.
like grew up doing acrobatics and like circus stuff.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Sort of. But we need to figure
you
out how to
probably
get
will have a
Holly
better shot than
down?
I do. No, Holly and I both have
Oh,
Wayfair.
my chair has hopscotch.
Holy shit!
I also have hopscotch, but my chair has hopscotch.
I wish my phone was a
Upstairs.
smartphone so I could take a video.
Oh, you should have
I've been
seen me
like,
jump traffic.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
So-
the current scene, the difficulty is you're going to roll your art plus your lowest realm, and in this case, I'm going to say this is going to be, well, I mean, you're using it on yourself, so it's technically actor.
Okay.
So this is going to be so whatever your rating in actor is, I would say, well, you're using 2 though.
Two what?
I
Oh.
would say you are using. Give me a sec.
Mhm.
I'm going to say this is going to be. This is pretty easy, actually. What page is hopscotch on? Because I'm trying to gauge this. Are you casting this on Ruby as well?
I don't think so. It sounds like Ruby has some skills that will help her get down. So just on me, and it's on page 228.
And the
Thank
number of
you.
successes rolled dictates the strength of the jump. So 1 will get you 1 story straight up, and then 2 would get you 2 stories straight up. 3 jumps up to 5 stories. So
Using Wayfair. I'm mostly just trying to gauge what realms you would use here. Now, this used to be something I was really good at, just being like, oh yeah, you're going to need that and that. But in this case, I think I'm going to say this is going to be actor and Fae.
Okay.
And so you're going to roll the lowest between those 2. And
Okay.
you're also going to, but here's the other thing, you have to spend a point of glamour because this is a weird ability. So you're actually
Alright.
doing this in the autumn world. So it's going to
Okay.
be, so it's going to be your rating in Wayfair plus whichever one is the lowest between actor and Fae.
Mm-hmm. And then a point of glamour.
It's a point of glamour. Now the difficulty at using a cantrip right now starts at 8 unless you use a bunk to lower that.
Right.
Yeah.
I am gonna do a bunk, and I'm going to back into the room, and
Okay.
through those doors, I'm gonna like rev up like I'm an engine. I'm like, "Rum, rum, rum, rum," and then take off.
You make the noise and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that enough of a bunk?
Yeah, that's definitely a bunk. Oh yeah, that's definitely a bunk. I'm just trying to gauge. Yeah, that's easily a minus. Okay, so the difficulty will drop down to 7.
Okay.
StreamPunks.
Oof, I don't know. It probably would have been better for me to just use my dexterity to get down, but it's okay. I'm already doing this, so we'll
You're
see
doing
how
the
this
thing.
goes. Yeah. Oh my god!
I am
I
eager
rolled
to
a 10
find out.
and an 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a picture because I've been rolling really well tonight, and I want you all to believe me. 'Cause holy crap! Holy
Nice.
crap!
Oh, what is your affinity realm, by the way? Do you remember what realm your affinity is?
Yes.
Because it's important for everybody casting their magic to keep in mind. If it is a realm you have an affinity with, it immediately lowers the difficulty by an additional 1. So keep that in mind.
Uh-huh.
Our affinities have a realm?
Let me see.
Yes.
Each kith is really good at using a particular realm. They're just naturals at it.
Would it be autumn?
I'm
for
gonna
me?
look it up.
It should say under the Sluagh page. I can pull it up real quick.
Sounds
Oh,
like
I've got
the
it.
right realm for Sluagh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a realm.
Yeah, I'm trying to find mine. I think mine would be actor.
It might.
I
I
feel
think
like-
yours is actor.
I think mine is
Yeah.
actor too, but I'm gonna check.
Mine
Affinity
is
is actor. Yeah.
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 Okay, so then this would have given you an additional -1 because you were
Wow.
using actor Fey, so you would have been
Okay.
it would have been 6 difficulty.
Amazing. Wow.
So what you all see is Skeeta just rev up and make the noise, and it's giggling, and it's giggle inducing when you just see Skeeta, who's usually very like put together and whatnot, just stands over in the middle of the room and just starts revving themselves up like they're about to be like they're about to transform into a race car, and just runs and leaps and glides down, just whoosh, it lands perfectly on the grass right next to your Sluagh companion. Well done.
I pull out a piece of cardboard that I always carry in my bag with a 9.5. Just kidding. Just kidding. It said 6.5.
Skeeta bows.
The Russian judge. So hard.
Aha. Что, моя ласка, что?
Look up at the two of you. All right. Ready?
Sluagh is prop, by the way. So you would have actually
Thank you.
So you would actually have been at reduced difficulty when you were helping with the.
I also
pipe.
should have been at reduced difficulty for all of my perception checks.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's okay.
Well,
It's a new system. Getting used to the cool things, your characters. I can't wait to see Bonnie shapeshift into a fox. That's what I'm waiting for.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. What's a fox?
What is that? What does it say?
What does it say?
You made that joke at Callisto 6, so it was my turn. Damn
I
it.
know. It's
All
so
right.
good.
All right. So yeah, you are now touched down, landed safely. I believe you are next, Holly.
And I
Is that
look over at
correct?
Holly like, do I? You, me?
Bunny hopscotch.
Mhm.
I'll activate it from my chair rather than from me.
You have the option of using that as a prop then. So you can activate the props realm.
So I've been hanging out on page 324
Mhm.
for activating treasures.
Mhm. It's a treasure.
and-
That's right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So no realms required for their use.
Correct.
And it spends from its own glamour pool, which is probably a thing we should establish how much. And then
What
I
rank is the
can-
treasure again?
It's just a little rank 1. It's
So let's
rare
give
for
it
a
one-
treasure to hold no more than 10 points of glamour, which indicates to me that it's not this it's not quite the same as rank.
No, not really. But a rank 1 treasure would not be unusual for it to have 1 point of glamour that you can pull upon.
Oof. Okay. That's not much of a tank.
When you consider most abilities require 1 point of glamour, it's like it's a good for a free cantrip, basically.
Yep, but I'm just gonna have to refill constantly. All right, cool. So let's see. So it draws from the stored glamour before drawing from my own pool, so I can always run from my own. But it does seem like there's an activation check,
Interesting.
possibly.
Okay.
And that the dice pool for activation varies. So you can, we can do the what the hopscotch roll is from my treasure is my read of that. That's 325.
Okay, then I'm gonna say. Okay, let me pull that up real quick. I actually 325. Easy enough. Also, to everyone who is listening to this on podcast, we appreciate you and thank you. Okay, the power treasures, examples, blah blah blah. Bonuses, effects. So right. It might require a roll to activate, with each success allowing the extra. Oh, okay, I see. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to have you roll.
Oh, yes,
so what
that could be reflexive. Actually. Cool.
So this is okay. So this is how it's going to work. This treasure is this is not what's, you can use the thing to activate the thing, but it's still calling upon your changeling magic. So you're still going to roll a realm plus Wayfair. However, this chair does not require the use of any realms. So you're not limited by what realm you want to roll. In other words, if you wanted to roll prop, you could, but actor and fey is definitely going to be needed here because you yourself are propelling yourself. So if you have actor or fey, that's what you're going to have to use to activate. Now, if the chair was going to hopscotch on its own, you could certainly have it do that because you're connected to it as a treasure. But here's the thing. Because it's a level 1 treasure, it gets to give you basically it gets to roll on its own, which add to your successes to the roll. Does that make sense? So it's like it's simple. It's the chair basically enhances the roll. It's a level 1 treasure. So the way that's going to work is that the same way that activating a sword might give you an extra attack with the sword, activating the chair has the opportunity to give you an extra success with the roll. So the way I'm treating this is instead of making you roll an activation check here, you're just going to roll an automatic dice equal to the level of the treasure itself to your hopscotch roll here. So I'm treating like bonus dice to the roll, basically.
Okay. All right. So you said it was actor and fey?
Whatever's lowest between actor and fey plus your Wayfair rating.
Okay.
And then you're going to want to use a bunk, I'm guessing. Let me see what your affinity is nature. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yep.
Probably, but I can't think of one at the moment, so I'm going to keep it moving.
Okay. Go ahead.
1.
Success. You just wheel straight towards that balcony. You can immediately feel your chair. As you start coming down slower, your tail flashes out. And the moment you touch down on that soft grass, gentle landing. Right next to Skeeta. Just touchdown. No problemo. You're alone up in the room now.
I stand on the sill like a gazelle. If gazelles stood on windowsills. I'm trying to think what I should do here. If I should just roll. I was going to say instead of athletics, would I be able to roll Dex performance and turn this into like a...
You could roll Dex performance if you were trying to ensure that the landing looked good.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be including if you ate shit on the landing. Meaning, if you told me, can I roll Dex performance? I would say, sure, you leap over the balcony. Give me a Dex athletics check to tell me how you land. And however you land, I would say, now roll a performance check to see how you play it off.
Because I also have the merit of perfect balance. So I wanted to like make sure, you know, like
you could balance perfectly before you leapt off. And then you're in the hands of physics.
Shit. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll Dex athletics. Woo!
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. This might be, I might have not thought this properly. Who wants to catch me? Oh! 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 I got a 10.
Ooh.
Got one success?
About it. Yeah.
Okay.
10.
It's a rough landing. It's one of
But
those
now
moments,
I roll performance.
but it's one of those moments, Ruby, where when you vault over the top of that balcony, it's like after you pass the 10-foot mark, you begin to realize this was a big jump. You know, when you've fallen farther than you're like, oh, like you hit that threshold and you hit the ground hard with the plume of your skirt just going up right just around you as you touch down onto the grass and stand up straight.
But I just rolled 4 successes with Dex performance.
Make a stamina check. So I need you to roll stamina.
Sure.
And the difficulty is going to be 5.
Just stamina?
Yeah, just a straight stamina check.
Okay. Oops, wrong dice. Oh no, go back. Exit. Sorry, I'm doing
That's okay.
the other dice. Ooh, an 8 and a 9. Booyah.
Yeah, you don't take any damage from that fall. You totally very similar to your slew off friend. You managed to soak that. You hit that sort of soft, wet mud and straighten up, kind of like good to go.
Wet dirt, also known as mud.
I hand someone else the shoe. Now what?
Now we find our
Ashley?
Cinderella.
Ashley, you've been a great detective. Care to
Okay.
continue the search?
To find Cinderella.
You know who Cinderella is, by the way?
Her name's Gira.
She owes me money.
All right. Okay. We'll have to do some fairy tale downloading later.
I flapped my fairy tail.
Can I tell them to them?
I would love to.
I know all the stories. Mine are way better than the originals.
Oh no.
I'm sure they are.
Can't wait.
All right, what would you like me to roll?
So this is kind of like a tracking situation where you're trying to find out which direction Gator ran off to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you roll perception plus investigation.
Okay. And my perception is lowered by 1.
I will accept survival as well, which I believe is a skill, if I remember correctly. Yes. Yes. But yeah, perception. Yeah,
They're both the same for me.
They're both the same. Okay.
Yeah, I have high perception, but not
okay.
Not particularly skilled in that.
All right, so go ahead and make that roll.
Would insightful help?
I'm going to say yes because it's Gira, and
Okay.
you've gotten to know her a little bit.
She gave me
I
gave her my phone number.
Yeah,
I liked her.
Y'all kind of connected. You don't know her too well, but you know her well enough that she doesn't seem like the person that would run away from a fight.
Definitely not. And also, if she mentioned that she maybe saw my shadow earlier, so my shadow definitely sensed that I at least quickly trusted her. So, okay, so perception 5, 6. Let's do it. And when I lower a difficulty, does that mean I'm now looking for 5s as a success?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
It'll drop down to 5. So you need 5s or better.
Come on, Mick, come back. Mouse, come back. There we go. Okay. Okay, I get to reroll 1. 3 successes.
So not only do you see the direction that some the bonus here is the fact that the grass is wet. It's actually kind of giving you an idea of where some of the depressions were made when someone ran off. There's two things that you learn with 3 successes, which is a solid success. First of all, it looks like she ran off in the direction of the woods, which are just north of the compound. So, and when I say woods, it's like the California woods. So you do see like tall trees and whatnot scattered about, but you can clearly see the line where the property ends. There is a very beautiful fence that lines the acreage out here, probably about maybe 100 yards from where you're standing. And you can see the sort of hilly mountainous forest area up off ahead. She seems to have run off in that direction. But what you also notice is something was chasing her, because you see another set of prints, another pair of footprints that were after her. It looks like there's another indentation in the grass, and it looks like it follows in the same direction. Like something physical was chasing after her.
I don't think this was my shadow. She went that way, and something went with her.
Well,
Something heavy.
if it's not your shadow, then maybe it's not as scary as your shadow, and we can get it.
Yeah. And Aisling hands you the shoe to hold on. And when she lets go, like there's some leftover like spider webs on it from being in Aisling's hands.
You hold on to that. She's gonna need it.
I'm gonna grab the duffel bag and be like, well, let's go find her before she turns into a pumpkin.
What?
I just don't explain. Start walking.
The shoe in my lap?
The longer I hold it, the ickier it's gonna become.
I mean, I think icky is different for someone from the sea. But
I sometimes smell like dead flesh, so if she wants it back,
I wouldn't know.
And with that, the motley begins to rush off towards the woods. And
I think y'all smell great.
That's where we're going to leave our story for tonight. Where has Gira gone?
Oh,
There is a missing member of the motley, and something is happening.
Boy.
Oh boy.
Cinderella, Cinderella, all we hear is Cinderella.
All right, y'all. Well, nicely done. Let's go ahead and kick a few things off before we wrap up for the tonight. And just also, it's fun for us to do this. I would love to dole out some XP to everybody, if I may. Everyone, please gain 1 XP, of course, for showing up and being here and playing in our little cool story. Thanks for that. I'd like to hear what y'all's favorite moments are for tonight to get that next XP. Who would like to go first?
I love
something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I loved Gina's physicalities, explanations of like her in the elevator and against the wall as Sam, takes the attention away from her. I could just visualize it, totally. Gina in the shadows with her arms all like weirded out and like Nightmare Before Christmas looking.
Yeah. Right on.
thank you.
And Eliza making a pipe. That was fun.
Sam?
Combating recency bias. Did you see Bonnie, the perfect puka, attempt to explain? Look, Ruby explains it all. The spin-off I never knew I needed. Weird face stuff happening, and a puka definitely tells it how it is to the mortals around you.
In the car
or whatever. I think that is also a puka lie. Thank you.
Wait, what was a puka lie?
that being a puka is anyway hard for you. It comes too naturally.
Yeah.
I do not buy it. It's a puka lie.
It's a puka lie.
I'm still
Mine-
teaching you how to drive.
Mine is also Bonnie's puka-ness. And
Incredible.
it was like, yeah, I see you doing these like mental gymnastics, but not in the like bad way. You know, usually we say mental gymnastics, but this is like in a good way. But you're just like slipping in these puka things, and it's like, what? How did you? What? Wow, it's very impressive. It's really, really
Thank
impressive.
you.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
this is
I'll
amazing.
give you. I love. I'll give you 5 stars. Give her 5 stars. Like, and you go, wait, were you No, because you didn't call the Uber.
Yeah,
so the lie
exactly,
is
that kind of
I'll
stuff.
give you 5. Oh my gosh. You know, like
Right.
that's so much.
It's just like really
Because
clever.
I don't have a
and stuff.
smartphone, but I got into Lyft originally saying for Skeeta. Oh, that's me. I got in initially like it was my
Great.
Lyft.
It's really great.
Almost leaving
And-
you all, not realizing that. Whoops.
Thank
Sorry.
you for not making me push that far uphill. I don't think Holly can handle it. They don't have the guns yet.
Yeah.
Also,
I have-
like 3 miles away. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
would've
my
been okay.
gosh. 100%. Aisling left her scooter in the Uber. She's gonna have to get that back.
Oh, she did? What?
I mean,
Well-
Aisling's not holding it right now. Where is
I mean,
it?
that doesn't mean that you couldn't have put it up by the bike racks or something.
Oh
These
yeah,
are
we
the
totally,
things that bike racks-
put it at the
Oh,
school.
I would definitely say that is like what does Gina feel like is a narratively juicy choice for Aisling?
I think she left it.
Okay.
I think the fact
It's
that she
in the
was
trunk
like,
of that Uber.
I think the sort of the not expecting the school to have so much
Yeah.
power.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
think
mhm.
she fully left it in
Distracted.
the trunk.
You pulled an Eric, and we're like,
I'm just
"What?"
gonna have to like make
Mhm.
a second meet.
Amazing.
Okay.
So-
I have 2.
Okay.
Always got to give it up to the fact of just anytime Holly gets to have like a new experience and
Yeah.
remembering that there is a
Mhm.
new experience that is
Yeah.
happening of the car ride and remembering that they're like realizing that they're moving and that there's an ocean and what it looks
Mhm.
like and what it looks like at sunset and that it sparkles in the other direction, you know, things like that. And also I am loving Skeeta's mom. Like
I was getting that
energy?
too. Yeah, the mom
Yeah.
energy. Yeah, totally.
you
Thank
Yeah.
God
you'd
we have
mentioned
you,
it.
Elisa.
I got that too.
Yeah, you'd mentioned it in at break, but I've been like,
Mhm.
you really put it into perspective of like that
Yeah.
is totally the energy of like yeah, the character dynamic of absolutely like there is such a trust and a stability within a pixie or a pisky,
Mhm.
like
Mom
that
who
they're, like,
steals things. Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
just like that
Let's go, Mom.
it's so interesting the energy that you're bringing
Mhm.
to like a sort of chaos creature, but it is there is a stability within your soul which makes sense for the sort of career choice that you made and the sort of duality that you've chosen as your mortal being of just like, no, I am chaos, but I am confident in my chaos and I'm sturdy in my chaos
And I funnel it
Confidence in my
sometimes.
chaos.
and I funnel it in the correct direct. Like that's so interesting the
Mhm.
way I love the way she's manifesting.
All y'all
Thank
gain
you.
all y'all gain an XP. Yeah, what's up, Sam?
But also, if we don't acknowledge everything that Gina did with the scary shadow and how Aisling felt
Yep.
about it and how Aisling talked about it, because like I think you sort of like sideways alluded to it very softly, Eric, but like things we learned today,
Yep,
like
there's some
in the
character reveal.
paragraphs from Aisling,
Mhm. We got some reveals.
we got meat.
My favorite
on
Aisling
the
moment.
expositional menu.
My favorite Aisling moments were these. It was like the half face.
You guys, yeah, everyone in the chat can't see, but because I can see myself, so I was like, how do I look like I'm hiding behind my name tag? And it was
Love
like, but everyone else can see that
cutest.
my hands are
Yeah.
floating.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. It was pretty
It's
good.
the cutest
I thought
thing.
you were doing great object work. It didn't occur to me that you were working with the overlay.
I was
I didn't
working with
realize
the
that either.
You were being
overlay.
great. Yeah,
I
because
was trying to hide. I'm just gonna
Where
hide
did I
behind
draw?
myself.
Yeah, I saw your face hidden. That's straight. My brain just filled it in, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, it's so great. It's so great.
Thank
I love it.
So everyone gain that XP.
Woo.
Gain an additional XP for the role play tonight, as per
Woohoo.
usual. You can always expect that one, just being y'all. I started marking down extra XP to dole out at the end. It started with Bonnie because Bonnie was doing an incredible, as you say, gymnastics with language as a puka. I did warn Bonnie from the beginning of what a challenge playing a puka can be, and you have risen to the challenge of your rivals.
Thank you.
Got the glory.
Mhm.
Made it to the top, yeah. So well done on that. But that kind of expanded to everybody tonight. From the experiences you talked about to the mama bear energy to the full-on freak out over seeing Shadow appear. And it's funny because every time we reference Shadow, I keep thinking in my head Mr. Shadow, which is what the big bad is referred to in the Fifth Element.
Fifth
so I
Element.
just keep hearing like,
Mr.
yeah, I just
Shadow.
keep-
Yeah.
Mr. Shadow is calling.
You said never to disturb you unless it was Mr. Shadow.
And it's Mr. Shadow.
we have Mr. Shade in our
Yeah.
game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was great. Also, I want to give just a quick. I want to give an extra XP. I always want to reward this. I just want to give a quick extra XP to Skeeta tonight for a really fun bunk for your for your jump. That was great. That kind of silliness is exactly what Changeling is asking for when you get into the bunk, so that you kind of just let yourself feel foolish and fun like you did. Yeah, it was great. Because again, it was sort of like the contrast of seeing like the mama bear in the room, and then all of a sudden, vroom, 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 and then just leaping off the edge is exactly the kind of thing that a bunk would be if you were trying to pull upon the power to glamour to push back like the negativity and banality and frustrations of the world. Yeah, really nicely done. Yeah, y'all. We will be back next Monday, and hopefully we should have Adriana with us. So one way or the other, we're going to find our missing Gira.
And you'll see
One
a
way
few
or the other.
later this week.
Cinderella.
That's right. You're going to see us on Wednesday. A few of us. It'll be B running the game. It'll be Sam and Eliza and me and Kelly the Opera Geek, and we're going to be playing Dark Souls, the 5e, sponsored by Steam Forged Games. Thank you, Steam Forged Games. We are excited to play your game. That's going to do it for us here. Thank you, Jake, as always, to Q Times. Thank you to our mods, as always. And thank you, family, for being in here and joining us and being part of the Barony of Olives. We will see you next week. Until then, sweet dreams.